This is the wonderful GasmaskTribe podcast where we filter out that blood. I am your host, and along with another great host of this motherfucking show.
Oops, and guess what? I'm eating cornbread. I'm eating cornbread and chitlins in the big house.
Because niggas like we ain't with that master shit.
Whip what?
Master, this motherfucker.
I'm the one bringing all the secrets out, nigga.
This nigga said whips what? Ah.
I gotta call the bullshit card on that one because you know what I mean, that goes back into what our whole show is about because the simple fact of PTSD and we got depression and shit. Niggas do wake up wanting to die. You know what I mean?
What's good, world? Welcome back to another great episode of the GasmaskTribe TV podcast. We filter out that bull. And yes, I didn't mean to do that without myself, without my co-host. You want to do that? Welcome everybody back to the GasmaskTribe TV podcast. We filter out that. That's when you say
bullshit.
Yeah.
I said it.
I know. There might be like a little slight delay or some shit. Am I on point? Is there like a little slight delay?
There is.
There is? All right, well, we're going to have fun tonight. Welcome in our special guest, you know, soon to be our colleague on this show, you know, our what they call that, I would say right, because you got, so I would say my left hand, I got my right hand person in, you know what I mean? I got, hey, guns, nigga. Wish y'all niggas run up over here. Anyway, people, we are here for a great episode. Yes, we're talking about Black Power. We're talking about Whoopi Goldberg and her spiel she had on The View. We're also going to be going over Joe Rogan. So this will be a very, very high level, maybe intense conversation about Black Power. You're going to see some debates on tonight because they're going to be shocked about my wordplay, what I give. And, you know, we have the great CEO Jay Adams in the building. Welcome to the tribe.
What's up?
Yeah. And, you know, glad you're here. Give the little people, you know, people who's, you know, just not going to be tuning in and watching this throughout the weeks and all that great stuff. Give them a little bit of who you are, you know, what you bring to the table, all that great shit.
Oh, man, well-rounded, man, all things, everything, man. That's what, like, one of my managers says, man, all things, everything. Man, I talk about it all, man. It don't matter what we talking about, man. Music, politics, life, sex, everything. The world, what's going on, current politics. I'm the CEO of WestCoastHeavies.com. All production platform for all creators worldwide. Man, Biz is my guy. Been watching him do this since day one. Man, Notice is the dude, man. So I'm looking forward, man, to chopping it up with you fellas, bro. You feel me?
Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy, man. We're gonna get into this.
Yes,
and before we get into it, I wanna, you know, take us to what's at hand tonight. You know, with this ordeal. Let's get right into it.
New co-host Whoopi Goldberg suspended for 2 weeks for her comments about the Holocaust. Ariel Reshef has the story. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, George. Though Golberg has apologized, her comments sparked a firestorm, some seeing this as a troubling sign of fading understanding about the horrors
Fair
of the
use.
Holocaust. This morning, ABC News suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks in response to her inflammatory remarks about the Holocaust.
All right. I just kind of want to stop it there. And I just kind of want to go off of that. Our response. Before we get deep into the video, before we see this whole 3-minute video, I want to go into our response to things.
Okay.
And the question at hand is, this is a freestyle question. Do Black people get too comfortable?
As far as what?
When they saying things like this in this matter, do we get too comfortable?
I think sometimes we do, man, to be honest, for me. Especially on certain levels. You know, what's the difference between, you know what I'm saying, what's a nigga with a PhD? A nigga, you know, that's a movie. I think a lot of times we still forget, you know what I'm saying, where we are and who we are. So I think sometimes, man, that's a damn good question. Do we get too comfortable? I think hell yeah. A lot of times.
You muted, Notice.
I don't think it's maliciously. I think it's I think that once you're around a certain demographic or race for that matter, of people, you tend to slide back and you're comfortable. Are you in this element of money and power or what you think is power? You become too comfortable and you forget where you really came from. Because when you say Whoopi Goldberg to me, you know what I think about? Color Purple. Right? It's just like Color Purple was like yo, that's before you became big. You was ugly to the motherfucker. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful Black woman. But she was portrayed to be, you know, this busted down Black woman that was a slave and uneducated and all this other stuff. But I think when you put her in today's time, you fast forward, they become, you become way too comfortable. Now you forget about what you're about to say, or what weight does your words really matter.
So Black people aren't aware of their level of where they're at, right?
No, they're aware.
No, they're not. Obviously, if they're not aware when they can say things like this and get suspended from a huge network for 2 days or however long and get the scrutiny of what they're getting. You know, if this was another culture or another ethnic group, probably wouldn't have received as much scrutiny. They would have gave apology or some other things. You know what I mean? And when you look at what she was talking about, which we're going to go deep into that, she didn't say anything wrong. That's the crazy part. She didn't say anything wrong. So her being comfortable to say, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. She did not say anything wrong. Why? Because this is going to be the big discussion tonight. I don't think she said anything wrong. No, she didn't. What she said was actual.
It's not about race. It's about what she said was something that she was an opinion versus an actual fact. Before we get into it, before we hear what she says something that was an opinion versus a fact. And the fact still remains because history has footage, has photos, and has still living human beings to testify to it today.
All right. You ready? All right. Those what she was talking about was Ashkenazi Jews. Ashkenazi Jews are white, European. So she wasn't lying. She was actually facts about what she was saying. You get what I mean?
The details.
No, when we go into the history books, right? Not what school has taught us. When we take it up on our own self to go do the research and see what the hell she was talking about, she's actually facts. So for the fact of her being fired, like Nick Cannon, he was facts. But the fact that they're actually being fired. Okay, cool. Nick Cannon was cool. They were both suspended, right? Let's just give him that. Allegedly, I don't know, right?
Which is all I'm saying is before you get fired.
Man, when you're saying shit like that, when you're saying shit that's too real, they're not ready to uncover those skeletons, right? America is not ready to do that, especially the people who paid the way also in the fucking trade, slave trade, you know what I mean, were Jewish, you know what I mean? So when you look at those things, they're trying to hide something that's not trying to be uncovered. I mean, this woman is a actual, she goes to the Jewish church, she fellowship in the Jewish church and all of that. You get what I mean? So if she's a Jew, why is it so, bad when she says these things? Oh, because she's black. That's the difference.
She's black.
Oh, okay. So she didn't say anything out of context.
That's part of it. But what she
that's
said
not. That's all of it.
No, I don't agree. Because when I heard it, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Whoopi Goldberg? That I had the same reaction that a lot of people had.
I didn't have the same reaction.
I did because I know my history. And when I look at it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play this, but the history has been lied, right? When we go back and look at history, Hitler was not annihilating those people because of her whole race tactic. He was not. When you go look at history,
yes, he was.
That's text. What you're talking about is some school shit. I'm not talking about school shit. I'm talking about look up Hitler. All right, look, bro. This is crazy how we talking about this. Look, now I'm finna go crazy. Look, Hitler has literally footage of him talking to his commanders. And all of these high art cats in his commanding crew up under his basement, and he was showing them footage of the actual real Hebrew Jews, and was saying that these people are praising this religion. So these are the things that that's not taught in school, American schools. When you literally, these things are not, because it shows, and it shows who these people really are. Right? And I'm not saying that they bad or rude or mean or whatever. I'm just saying you really got to have a society that's really protected and set up right to be able to pull some off like this, to throw a queen off of her map like that. Come on, bro. You gotta come on. When they came through, they already end up confiscating so many entertainment deals. These dudes took over the entertainment world, just like the Italians took over, the whole fireman department. This is stuff that you literally got to go down and dig. This is around the Tea Party. This is around bro, this is like some deep shit. So I honestly don't feel like she said anything that was out of content or wrong. It's just that America, the masses has not done that research to be able to see that. And then when they do the research, it's so far-fetched that they're like, no, this is far what I grew up believe. No, because history tells me this and stats tell me that. And when then we look at it, history tells you that every black person came out of slavery, right? And that every black person got some messed up issues, right? But when you look at statistics, 60% of black men are in middle class, making over six figures. When you look at statistics,
well, what is that?
Yeah, wait.
Targeted?
No. What I'm showing you is history, right? When we go and say like, oh, well, history said this and history said that, so we stand strong on that. We tend to present the future with that shit, right?
I know. I said the history that I've learned. I didn't say history in the whole. The history I learned.
Well, she wasn't wrong. That's all I'm saying. I was standing strong on that. I don't give a fuck if they all come at me. She was right about what she said.
I disagree. And she was right. I will say she was right in when she talked about humanity, she was right to an extent, but it was about race. He targeted race.
Not. Hey, check this out.
Race had to do something with it, though, Biz. Race had to do something with it, though. I mean, you can't. You trying to say race had nothing to do with it?
No, it has to do with it. Hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. No. Cause look. No, I believe this. Hey, check. Hey, check. I believe the same thing, bro. I believe the same thing that these people were another nature. There was of another culture and all of this shit and blah blah blah. But when you go in history. In 70 AD, when Jerusalem was confiscated by the Romans and all of that, motherfucker, they was given all the Ashkenazi was given the religion. You know what I mean? Like that's a black religion, bro. These are like, when you go look up Ashkenazi and you go look up the DNA type or whatever, that comes out of the side of Germany, bro.
So what is race? Ashkenazi. What is race to you then, I guess, is the real question.
Oh, we talking about economics, right?
No, I'm not
because
talking
they
about
always
economics.
say, wait. They always say they always say racism, but like you can only be racist if you're superior to another race, right? That's what they say, right?
Well,
and I'm looking at race as an ethnic group, right? I'm not looking at it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm not looking at it as a race of class, right? Because if we say a race of class, then huh?
You saw that too?
Huh? Because if we say a race of
into it, man. I'm trying to follow him, man.
No, for real. If we say a race of class, right? If we say a race of class, then that puts like, okay, cool. We have different classes of black people. We have hierarchy black people in a different class, low class black. You know what I mean? Yada yada. But when we're talking in this specific form of race, which is she was describing an ethnic group, right? Slavery was about what? Slavery was about what? Hold on. It's ethnic, right? It's
yes.
Okay.
Same thing.
So slavery was about what?
Race.
Okay. Clearly to see that. Now you mean to tell me
the genocide of Jews?
No, it wasn't. Race. No, it wasn't. Hey, you can't say that. Hey, you can't say that when these people are from the same place. But that's just one group who's just demonizing.
I what you're saying.
Look. That's one group demonizing another group.
Jewish. He was half Jewish and he was half German, right? And a lot of people don't know that he was half Jewish and he was half German. So nigga, I know my history, which is so fucking crazy.
Look, the only reason why he was Jewish. No, the only reason why he was Jewish because his mother was a Jew. In the Jewish community, right? But in the real Jewish community, you don't get your lineage like that. You get it from your father. In the real Jewish lineage, I'm telling you, in the real Jew lineage, you get it from your. Huh?
If I cut a plant, a weed plant from a plant, that plant has a lot of that plant DNA. Even though the seed that came from another plant to plant that plant is still to birth that plant, it's still the DNA. The plant that holds the most, really, to be honest, is the plant, the birth plant.
So, okay, cool. So you're giving it to the mother, right? So the mother holds the DNA, right? Is what you're saying?
It's a
no.
No, it's 50-50 effort. It's a 50-50.
No, it's not. Check this out. Check. So Jay Adams, right?
Yeah.
Do your child have your last name?
Okay. Yes, they do.
Okay. Notice. Do your child have your last name? You froze on this. Oh, you got to click. Oh, there you go. Do your child have your last name? Huh? Notice? Can you hear me?
Who?
You. Do your child
have my last name?
Yeah. Absolutely,
she does. Yes.
Okay. Now, will they have
legacy has nothing to do with DNA.
No. What you said? If I was born by a woman, right? Given the Jewish culture, that's my legacy, right?
Bro, chemistry. I'm gonna tell you something right now.
No. What I'm saying is Judaism. No. Listen. Judaism is a actual. It's literally a race of people. It's not a fucking religion. These people are from Jerusalem, right? You can't get that in Ashkenazi Jew. Like, that's what I'm trying to show you, is how you're going to become something that you're not when you're telling me that, oh no, that's wrong, and they are that. That is a whole nother race. Then where they're from, then where they originated from.
So specifically speaking, what you're saying, what you are saying is this, is that you take up your DNA and come up with a
No, what I'm saying is a Jew. What I'm saying is a Jew has to come from Jerusalem. Like we're American. We come from America, right? A Jew, the short word Jew stands for Jerusalem. So you mean to tell me these Ashkenazis are from Jerusalem?
Jewish. Okay.
Okay. So Was she lying? That's the whole point.
Did they not migrate there?
No, they didn't. They did not. They did not, my guy. And the only way you could be that light, if you're from the European descent. You know what I mean? That's the only way.
The only way, the European descent. Wow.
I hear what you're saying. So you're trying to break it down.
I'm talking about wait, Jay. I'm talking about with no melanin, right? With no melanin. Because there are a lot of there are a lot of light-skinned people, white people, whatever people want to call them, that are born in certain parts.
Jews,
you know what I mean?
Jews are not Jewish.
I didn't mean to go that deep, but you obviously figured it out.
I think I call like I see it.
Hey,
the Jews are not Jewish.
Hey, we could pull up stats for that.
By definition, by true definition of what we're talking about.
Hey, they have a DNA. Our DNA is an H1. It's like a H1B2, some type of DNA clause, right? Like that's the Hebrew DNA, right? And they took a DNA of Ashkenazi and they broke it down. Doesn't match. It matched with European DNA. So I mean, you can't this stuff and she's a part of the Orthodox Jewish community. Whoopi is a part of the Orthodox Jewish community, the Ashkenazi Jewish community. I have a lot of friends who's a part of the Ashkenazi Jew community. I have a friend right now, his wife is a Christian and he's an Ashkenazi Jew. He wears the whole cap and all of that, you know what I mean? The whole nine. But when we talk about getting down to the root of it, they don't speak about this thing. The whole Torah and all of that, that's, you know what I mean? Like they keep that under a certain type of guidelines of reading it. There's a certain type of way they explain these things. It's so complex. And that's what's so crazy about the Bible is that people don't understand that the Bible does speak on these things. Like, you know what I mean? That the devil will confuse you and make things complex so you don't understand. So it makes no sense. You're like, well, fuck it. I don't want to go through that. You know what I mean? I don't want to. That's too hard to believe. That's way out of my.
Because when I look up the definition of what it means to be Jewish, they are Hebrews, they are Israelites that come from the land of ethnic group to where they should look like us, right? But, and I say this lightly, but when it comes down to it, after all the wars and sex and evolution of a lot of digress of humanity that's happened, who's to say that there are not the Jewish foundation of where they came from? What I don't understand is, you call it bullshit all day, but I'm saying who's to say? Who's to say it isn't?
Oh, you froze up.
I get it. We come from a country in which black people are originated from. And
you freezing up. I
get that. But water it down. And what happens? What happens to Kool-Aid when you keep putting water in it? It becomes lighter and lighter. Red Kool-Aid becomes lighter and lighter.
Man,
and that's what happens.
Come on, man.
It does. I'm just talking facts, bro. That's the fact of nature. That's the fact of life.
Bro, two white people.
I got three
two black people. Hey, check this out. Two black people can make a white child with blue eyes. No problem. But you can't get that from two white people. So you can't reverse the chain. You can only get it from the source.
Right. You can't get two white people and get one black head. You're right.
So when the last time you ever seen a black Jew in Europe? You won't.
I don't know.
No matter how much you water it, bro. It don't matter how much you water it down. You know how many black people were raped by white men and white women and all of this shit, right?
I don't know if you can get two black people together and how many minute spans of people and get a white
bro, Google it, bro. Google it. Are you serious? Black people are the only Google this shit.
Not without some kind of blue eye being in their family.
Bro, check this out, bro.
We got greens and all that stuff. Yeah, but blue eye.
You can I've seen it done. A black couple had a white child. They're in Africa. Black couple had a white child. Blue eye. Matter of fact, they had two of them. They had twins. One black one and one light one. blue eyes. Baby. No, I'm serious. Whether it sounds far-fetched or not, but black people can actually produce another ethnic looking of a person, but fully black. Literally, it's an actual. This is not far-fetched. This is an actual thing. These are things that you can actually search and look up, and it'll pop a rap in front of your face. I'm not speaking no bullshit here, but you would never get that from two black people. From two white people. It won't reverse. It won't go that way. It just won't happen. I don't know, Jay. What's your?
If you go back to your, but I'm still thinking about like what you asked originally about the comfortability aspect. So, by her affiliation, you think? Do you think Whoopi thought it was cool? Did she get too comfortable in saying what she said? Because you own a network that's owned and ran by, you already know who the upper. You know where you are. So for her to make that statement that she made, that's like I said, did she get too comfortable?
Look, I'm with you. You're right. She's at a network where saying these type of things can hold you at hand, no matter if you're with the community or not. Right? She's a full-on community. She's probably been there in the Jewish community, Orthodox Jew for some time.
I would like to hear what she really said. Let's hear what she really said. Play the clip.
But I will. But when I look at what she did, was she too comfortable? Right? Was she in the wrong place when she said what she said? Yeah, because people are too sensitive. It's too many sensitive people out here. I think that's why this podcast
maybe she was in the right place, according to you, and how you feel and agreeing with her. I would feel like she was in the right place.
Well, it's not so much of me agreeing with her. It was just me saying I don't see her. She didn't say anything wrong. Now, if she would have said, something like, I don't know, they all died because they were stupid or some crazy shit, then that's fucked up. All right, Whoopi, you fucked up, Whoopi. That's some foul shit, right? Because now you're just dehumanizing someone, But when I can sit here and say, oh no, Nigerians and the Kenyans, that wasn't a race thing, And if you look at it, it wasn't. It was a power thing, It was a control factor, And that's the way I look at it. To how, like, when quote unquote white people try to annihilate the black race, when it actually backfired because of the Indians, So these are the things that that's a whole nother subject. But because black people, they were only 100,000. They were only like 100,000. Go ahead.
I think that's where the confusion comes from, because I believe where Hitler was coming from, it was about race. So regardless of what the history may have and really put in facts in front of our and that is a fact or non-fact about where the Jewish is coming from or where they really lie from, he believed that he was annihilating or getting rid of a parasite of a race. He believed that, and that is what it trickled from. I believe that's what he believed.
That's the thing.
And it wasn't.
This is what I hate. This is what I fucking hate. What was it? Wait. This is what I fucking hate. I hate when people call a fucking religion a race. The way they do it, it's a fucking religion. It's not
Jewish
a race.
Is not a religion, though.
They do it like it's a religion. The only way you could be an actual Jew is to be from that lineage. You have to be from the lineage in order to be that. You get what I mean? Like lineage.
She said direct descendants from Jerusalem.
Right, direct descendants. Like you have to be from that. Right, you have to be that way. John, what you call it? Just chimed in.
But he what are the ones that he was like,
what are all the Brooklyn Jews? They're not Jews. The Orthodox Jews aren't Jews. Because those might be like 5-6 generations down from Israel. But what are they then?
See, I think that's the part that people may confuse. Orthodox, right? That's European standards. That's like European shit. Like when anything that's something, and then Jewish. Jewish is like Blackish. Remember the show Blackish? You know what I mean? They're like they were black, but they weren't black because they lived in this particular neighborhood or whatever the case may be. Well, in this case, they're little, right? They're ish. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. I'm just trying to help somebody. I mean, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
You could have something to that because we always looked at ish like, hey, nigga, you nigga ish. Are you kind of sus ish?
Well, think about this. Think about this. Remember we said, "Oh, I'll be over there 9ish, around 8ish." You know what I mean? It's like it's not 8, but it is. You know what I mean? So anyway,
not exactly 9 something though. 9ish.
9ish.
You might be to something when you say that.
Saying in a statement, effective immediately, I am suspending Whoopi Goldberg for 2 weeks for her wrong and hurtful comments. While Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. The entire ABC News organization stands in solidarity with our Jewish colleagues, friends, family, and communities.
If you're going to do this, then let's be truthful about it, because the Holocaust isn't about race.
On Monday's show, the host of ABC's The View inaccurately claimed the Holocaust was not related to race.
It's not about race. It's not about race. What is it about? Because it's about man's inhumanity to man. That's what it's about.
Man's inhumanity to man. Man, I mean, but even if you disagree with her, though, even if you disagree with that, all she said was man's inhumanity to man. Why the hell do you get suspended for that?
Slavery is inhumanity to man. Slavery is inhumanity to man.
Hold on.
Genocide.
All day long. That's all over the. Everybody talks about that and they're comfortable with it. Why? See, this is what I don't get. In this country, man, it's kind of like where Marcus Garvey was at. This is where I draw the line. You cannot have it both fucking ways. It cannot be cool for you to talk about everything that goes on from slavery, black people, Jim Crow. What Whoopi said, whether you disagree with her or not, all she said was man's inhumanity to man. Most people with PhDs have not taken second-degree courses on the Holocaust, even in college.
Facts.
There's very many people who believe exactly what Biz is saying and what she's saying. There's many people on the upper echelon of education believe that Hitler was such a genius. It wasn't even about race. It was about his inhumane factor. Like, you're a problem and you got to get out of my fucking way. There's many people on the college upper echelon level who believe that and debate that. I've been in debate classes in college where you're on this side and I'm on this side and we're debating that. But why, when it comes to black folks, we get set the fuck down like we're a child?
Right.
So whether you agree with her or not, all she said was it wasn't about race. It was about man's humanity, inhumanity to man. That's a college debate. That's all had all around the country. I just don't get why you sit down for that.
And then I'm with you. Do I agree that she should be sit down? I don't. But I do not, and I will stand by this 100%. It's because I've talked to so many people and this and that. I've done my research and all this stuff, and inhumane is inhumane, and genocide is genocide. And I'm saying when you go with his belief, when you break down Hitler's thought and you take his books that were found, his speeches that were said about things that is actual in his actual voice that he actually said, he was aiming to a specific crowd, a specific nature of people, a specific race. And then he began to elaborate that we are bigger and better than all the other races because they are not good as well.
But that's self-hatred. That's self-hatred. His mama was a Jew. That's a lot of that was self-hatred. It's myself.
Oxymoron. It is an oxymoron.
So
it is an oxymoron. It is. When I learned that he was fucking self-hating himself as well, it took me time to sit back and I had to go research. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Hitler was a psychopath genius.
I was just gonna say he's a psycho man. He's a psychopath genius. That motherfucker was a crazy genius.
He was.
I'm gonna get rid of the problem. You motherfuckers is taking over everything. I gotta get that shit back in control.
He knew how to eradicate. He knew how to eradicate effectively. That still works today. That's still where people will take this symbolism and still wear it proudly. He knew effectively what to do, but it just from his belief and his psychopathic mind, I can't for a second believe that he didn't believe that he was not in just a race. Did he have other agendas? Absolutely.
So check this out. So check this out. How long did the Holocaust? When you say genocide, right? Because you said genocide. He did a genocide. Inhumane? No, it was a genocide he committed, right? Okay. How long did the Holocaust last? How long did the Holocaust last?
Was it 9? I mean, don't quote me. I don't remember exactly.
Like 10 years or some shit.
Like 10 years or something.
Yeah, some small ass number, right? He killed, I think, like close to 6 million Jews or something like that, and that in that realm. All right.
Yeah.
4 years.
Right. 4 years. Even work. Okay. 4 years. All right. 4 years.
1941 and 1945.
Right. Right. Okay. 4 years. Over 400 years of a fucking genocide.
Thank you.
Two fucking different things.
There's an argument about it.
No argument there. It's two different, bro. One was literally a man trying to gain power. The other was a culture of people literally rewriting a race of people to make a whole new world. Literally. So I like to say this: black people literally a mix of the Indians that were already here and a little bit of blacks that came off them boats. Why? Because a lot of there were only like maybe 100,000, maybe 150,000 slaves that actually made it over. Right? They don't talk about that. That actually made it over.
At the bottom of the Atlantic.
Yeah, they said it was millions of them. No, it wasn't fucking millions. You go look at data, it was only like 150, 120 some odd thousand slaves that came over that boat, bro. Bro, check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna show you something. Look. No. What I'm talking about is archaeology.
Million Jews in 4 years. In 4 years, not a genocide.
Bro, how long did the slave trade only happened how many times? How many times the slave trade actually happened?
On a continuum one time, but it was a continuum.
One time.
One fucking time.
And the trade one time, bro. You can't transport millions of people across the fucking Atlantic. When the Atlantic, the Indians called it the rough ocean. It was called the rough ocean. That's why the Pacific is called the peace ocean. The Atlantic is called the rough ocean, ocean of war. I don't know if you guys remember all the movies, Aquaman, the Atlantis, all these like, you know what I mean? But it was always started with the Atlantic, literally. It was Aquaman. It happened in Atlantic. All these like, so when you look at the Atlantic Ocean, it's the roughest ocean. So they're not transporting millions of slaves over that big old boat because they was throwing them off in chains.
From the 16th to the 19th century, only 12 million slaves were actually transported.
They didn't say landed, transported.
Transported to the 19th century. That fucking years, this nigga accomplished in 4 years. Damn near half in 4 years. You can't tell me that's not about race, Biz. What? Why?
Are you serious? I just showed. Hold on. Stop. Stop. I just showed you. I just told you and showed you that the only way that you can literally manipulate or to literally wipe away a whole nother race is if you actually a whole different race and manipulating that race, right? Literally is what I'm saying. Like how white people did black people, how the Spaniards did the Indians, right? They killed over 30 million other motherfuckers. You get what I mean? So when we look at those numbers, that's a genocide. When we look at COINTELPRO and we look at all this extra shit of how the manipulation on black people and all this crazy shit, that's motherfucking genocide. When we look at our food and how our food is manipulated and all of this, that's, you know what I mean? Like, when we talking about genocide, bro, this dude had gas chambers, right? I get it. It was the hardest thing they could. Wait. No. You know what's more fucked up? That they still get a check for that bullshit. And the black man let them get
Jewish
that check.
Obama. Jewish people do?
Yes.
Jewish people get money? Fuck.
They get a check. Oh my, bro, I'm gonna have to pull up some numbers. I'm gonna have to pull this data up too, because you don't believe it. The Jewish community received.
I don't believe Jewish people get a check from America. Fuck no.
Yes, they do. What are you, crazy? Oh my fucking god. Oh, now I'm finna fucking. All right, let me play the video while I find my what you call it right quick. I'm gonna play the video. Wow. Hold on. I got you.
Golberg appearing to double down on the Colbert Show that night.
The American experience tends to be based on skin.
Yes. And so that is what race means to me. Mm-hmm. When you talk about being a racist, I was saying you can't call this racism. This was evil. Mm-hmm. This wasn't based on the skin. You couldn't tell who was Jewish. Mm-hmm. They had to delve deeply to figure it out.
Then tweeting an apology, saying in part, the Jewish people around the world have always had my support, and that will never waver. I'm sorry for the hurt I have caused. And the next day, opening The View with this.
I said that the Holocaust wasn't about race, and it was instead about man's inhumanity to man. But it is indeed about race, because Hitler and the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. Now, words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected. I also stand with the Jewish people, as they know, and y'all know, because I've always done that.
By the end of the Holocaust, just 77 years ago, 6 million Jews had been murdered.
That might not fit exactly or feel different than the way we think about race in 21st century America.
So, while we here,
they're inferior race.
We need to cancel all them people. All them people need to be canceled. Cancel them. I'm tired of all this shit. Cancel them. God damn it. This is the most double standard shit that I've ever seen in my life.
Obama administration earmarks $12 million for the Holocaust survivors, right?
What about the slaves? Exactly, 12 million.
Right.
They stay getting money, man. I mean, I'm not knocking all that.
The allocation from the Department of Health and Human Services to the Jewish Federation of North America to be dispersed over 5 years is part of an initiative launched in late 2013, Vice President Joe Biden, to address the needs of the survivors in United States, a quarter of whom live, below the poverty line. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
But see, that's what
are we saying here,
that's
man?
What adds salt on the wound, though, Biz. I mean, that adds salt on the wound for me, though.
And this is a black man that did this. So when we look at these things, we like, well, shit, what do we get? A goddamn thing. You don't get a goddamn thing. Motherfucking Joe Biden looked at that stupid. He talked to the NCAAP and was like, y'all go wait till I'm ready. You ain't getting a goddamn thing. And they were like, well, bro, we put you in office. Black women put you in office, bro. You gonna give us something. Like, man, I ain't giving y'all a goddamn thing. So when we look at that, but Whoopi comes on here and tells the fucking truth about how this dude, she said it. It wasn't. It was about a dude who was lit. How can it be about race? You said it earlier. It's ethnic.
I hate to push back, bro, but I'll be honest, bro. Like, we cannot, as a race, sit back and say that nothing has not been done for us. We have not got our full restitution. We have not. We have not been done fairly in our restitution. I honestly don't even think fucking $12 million is fair to fucking them. That's a fucking slap in the face to be like, yo, like, hey, yo, you survivors. I think America should be like awarding something Germany fucking did? I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think America should be given the $12 million. I believe that's a Germany problem that they should have been having, which they did, and I read about. They tried to rectify with some money, but we as Black people, we have not been given our full fucking worth of what we've been through. But they've been trying to nudge it over. I'll give you one, just one. Try to nudge it over. Welfare. Here, we'll give you some of the free food and free money here. You can sit back and do nothing. So to look at it as a breakdown to like they haven't given us anything, sure. There has been administrations.
Nigga, you call motherfucking welfare giving us something?
It's not a step in the right direction, but it is something. I count pennies as if they're a penny, it's still gonna be a penny. It may not mean cent, but it's still something. A drop in the fucking ocean. Is it a drop in the ocean?
Show you something. Sure. I'm gonna show you something. You ready for this? Here we go. When we talking about giving us something, this report in 2013, right? American Holocaust, millions of ultimately Americans' death, and $40 trillion cost to Israel to America, right? These are the Jew people, right? And it goes down here and explains a little bit deeper on where this money is going. The cost of Israel to America, $3 trillion cost of Israel to America. That's bringing Israel citizens to America. 4 to 6 trillion cost to America of the Zionist promoted Iraq and Afghanistan wars. I don't like reading all this shit.
So it's listing the price of the wars.
So it's listing a price of the war.
That's what it looks like to me. The millions of I can't see that word. Something American.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Let me blow this.
10 trillion costs to Israel to Americans. Untimely. American Holocaust, millions of untimely deaths.
Financial cost of Israel to America has now reached a gigantic $40 trillion. However, human costs involve the preventable death of millions of Americans. Passive murders in American Holocaust affected the FICO's provision of the traitorous Nikon American and the Zionist imperialist 1%ers coming into 10 trillion to ethnic cleansing and active passing, mass murders, Muslims abroad, whatever. So this is like the numbers and shit that's going around with America. And this is how they feed Israel. America still pays taxes, pays Israel, bail out Israel all the time till this day. Only person ain't getting a check, nigga, is us. Everybody get a check. The Hindus get their check. The Vietnamese got their check. You know, when America put them in camps and shit, they gave them stores. They gave them, shit capital. To thrive on the American dream. All of them. Come on, bro.
Indians are getting checks.
Bro. Black people are the only ones that's on the bottom of the list, bro, and still ain't got shit for it. That's what I'm telling you. We're the only ones. So when she said what she said, I didn't feel. Because that's the way they set it up. And you could blame black people. People blame black people all day. All black people just don't get their shit up, right? But how can we get our shit up when the motherfucking American government is giving these niggas trillions? How can we get our shit up when they give the Indians land and all these other extra shit, right? How can we get our shit? And those are $5 Indians, and I don't want to go there too. That's a whole nother statement. You know what I mean? So when we talk about like really reaping our benefits, giving us our acres in the mule or giving us our shit, you know what I mean? We need to really stand about it. But the only reason why we don't get it is because we have no economic power. Is what I was saying now. It has nothing to do about how we look in half of the times, because that was people say, because we black, we can't get up. No, You have no economic power. If that was The View on a black network where one of us owned it, she could say whatever she wants.
Right.
But because it's on their platform, we don't have that much power. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. We don't have that much power to do this.
I don't know if a white woman could have came on there and said whatever she wanted.
Shit, they do. Are you serious? Judge Judy. Judge Judy just clowned.
I'm saying on the black. If it was a white woman on our black network being able to say whatever they want, I think it would be it kind of would be. We cancel motherfuckers. We came up with canceling motherfuckers. We cancel you for saying the wrong shit. So,
bro, black people ain't never canceled, bro. No, it's not. Black people ain't never canceled no motherfucker. That's when people came out here and said all type of shit. Look at Joe Rogan. Look at Joe Rogan. Look at Joe Rogan. He picked up another check.
Another check, man.
You ain't stopping that nigga money
from some other company, but cancel them.
You going in and out. You going in and out.
You ain't stopping his money.
You going in and out. Your audio's in and out. Your audio's in and out. Notice. Yeah, he's like breaking up and stuff.
They don't want to talk about this.
Go out and come back in.
They don't want to talk about this. Every time.
Yeah, he breaking up bad.
Yeah.
So we got our first, caller coming in, man. What's good, V?
What's up, family?
What's up with it? What's up with it?
Not much, man. Just listening. That Joe Rogan point. In my opinion, the man's not racist. There's proof.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I didn't think that was wrong. I honestly, I probably would have said the same shit. No, my crazy ass. Damn, look at all these.
You're talking about the Planet of the Apes comments, or just
the Apes comment? You know what I mean? I was just like,
I would.
But what the fuck did that mean, though, man? What did that mean? What did that mean?
I'll explain. So look at it like this. If Joe Coy, you know who that is? He's a comedian.
Right.
If he was to make that joke, if George Lopez, there you go, better example, public eye, public figure, George Lopez was to make the exact same joke, because he's a comedian, he would be allowed to get away with it because of his title. Because Joe,
but is Joe Rogan? I mean, is Joe Rogan a comedian too, right?
No. Joe Rogan started in the MMA industry.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I did a show with Joe Rogan in downtown LA, and he was doing Fear Factor. And the coolest guy, this is a big ass hip hop spot and all of this shit. And Joe Rogan was in there just having a good time with us, and no problem. So I don't know. I mean, I just didn't see that. And honestly, I didn't think the comment was that crazy, but I don't know. My bad, V. Go ahead.
No, you're good. But the reason I say he's not racist, like the reason the joke was okay, well, the reason I would have let the joke go away is because I would have cracked the same damn joke. If I'm on my way to it, and not only that, here's another good example. If not only that, think about it like this: how many rappers have called their, they gang, they?
But you won't give a white boy a nigga pass.
Like, no, there's some white people.
Nah, I can't give him that pass, man. I can't.
There is a clause to it. Notice there is a clause. Come on, bro. We got to draw the line.
No, you don't get that pass, man.
No. I'm not saying
Compton to Hollywood, man. I done seen it all. You don't get that pass, man. From Compton, growing up in Compton, working in Hollywood and Beverly Hills, nobody white will ever get a pass of calling my people a monkey. You ain't never gonna
straight
get
up.
that pass. That's
but
what was Planet of the Apes?
Jigaboo.
They ain't got nothing to do with us.
It didn't.
Hold on. Most of those actual actors in the movie were actually black.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So the
right.
fact
that don't mean that shit is cool, though.
I mean, we're not cool.
It's not cool.
We're simply saying he's making a point. If we call ourselves gorillas and we talk about I got gorillas in the street, why can't the nigga say he jumped out into Planet of the Apes?
Cause that motherfucker talking about he seen in all these black people. What was we swinging on shit? I mean, what the fuck was he talking about, man? I don't know, man.
How many niggas have you seen walk with the swing though? You know, the gangsterly, the jeans sagging, the gun. That's a swing. That's a type of swing. You bring up a good
point, but he don't get no pass for that though. But you bring up a good point.
I'm not saying we give him the nigga pass. I'm just saying we let him pass on that one. Like if he slip up and say some other dumb shit.
We can't let him pass. Like even in the comedy world, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. If I hear that shit on stage from anybody, nigga, I'm gonna spend $3,000 of my own goddamn money, PR-wise, a month to fuck your career off. Period and point blank.
Okay, Ice Cube.
You get your ass up there and be funny with that shit if you want to. You gonna have a hard time. Hold on. We gotta stop letting that shit slide, man, because like we talking about with Whoopi. She got set down off of motherfucking college. This debate been going on since I left Laverne University over 26 years ago. She got set down for that. We gotta stop as black people giving everybody else a pass. We the nicest race of people in the motherfucking America.
I'm telling you.
From day one.
I'm not saying
we gotta stop giving motherfuckers passes though.
Wait, hold on real quick. I can't remember who the talk show host was, but he was a white dude. Ice Cube checked him. White dude goes on TV and says,
Yep.
He called himself a house nigga. Yep. The very next night, he had Ice Cube on the show. Ice Cube said, I get what you were trying to say, but don't let that shit happen again. Literally checked him right then and there. Like I'm saying, we could let the shit slide, but if somebody checks the nigga, then let it go. Hey, let it go. He got checked.
Facts. I like that. Facts.
That's what I'm saying. Let us do that. Let us do that. All right, you called us. You know, you said you jumped out on the planet. It was a funny joke, but don't let that shit slide again.
I can work with you on that.
The problem is they shouldn't have a fixation of wanting to say it. That's it. They shouldn't have a fixation on wanting to say something outside. I don't have a fixation calling motherfuckers crackers. I don't have a fixation of calling them albino fucking napkins. I don't have a fixation on wanting to call a motherfucker a Q-tip of an alcohol fucking white strip. You know what I mean? I'm not going around wanting to sit there and dismantle them like you pink-eyed motherfucker, piglet motherfucker. I'm not doing that.
Charlemagne the God has the best one. He calls them Hellman's mayonnaise.
You know, I'm not walking around, trying to have a fixation like, why can't I call you a pink cracker? You know what I mean? Or you know what I mean? I'm just not doing that. But they are fixated. They are like zoned in on wanting to say or doing blackface or doing
it's because they're being excluded. It's just like with us. If we're being excluded from something, we want to be included. So
they said it for hundreds of years. Exclusion. They don't get it right.
But the fact that we took it and reversed it and flipped it and took the power from them, they want to be included. So they're trying to see which ways they can dip their toe into the pool and be okay with say if we won't let them say nigga.
Why can I say nigga? It sounds so better when you guys say it. Nah.
It's again, they're being excluded. It's literally exclusion because we can use segregation as an example. Yes, they had control over us and we wanted equality and all this, but it was one of the reasons, and this is more of a subconscious more than a foreconscious, but more of it was a subconscious reason. We just simply wanted to be included. We wanted equality, but we also wanted inclusion. That was one of the biggest words that was being used in every quote.
I'll give you a perfect example. Biz, you can conclude to this, right? You can agree with me on this. We both have Hispanic women, right? And our children are half black and Hispanic, are they not? Right? No. And when growing up, beaner was a bad term, right? It was kind of equivalent to saying nigga, right? Nigga, beaner, right? Tyler, you're half black and half Hispanic. Beaner is a bad word. Now Hispanics call each other beaners all day. Hey, beaner, come here. Hey, beaner, no problem. Don't mean nothing bad about it. But once somebody says it, that's outside of your race, that is outside of the lines, doesn't it sound negative?
It does, but again, it's also here.
Biz, do you Biz? At any point, do you want to go call your kids? Hey, come here, you being a daughter of mine. Do you ever feel that? Or like use that term?
But I'll call them. No, but I'll call them what they are. I'm like, you know what I mean? Man, little nigga, better get over here. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but
that's what they are. You know what I mean? I can give a damn how. Hey, look, check. Me and my wife have this discussion a lot.
I'm using an example.
No, but I'm gonna clarify that. Because you're right. Me and my wife use like my wife's Latina, and I tell her at times, like, yeah, don't get too comfortable. Like that shit ain't cool. I don't give a fuck how you feel, whatever. Blah blah. She tells me, well, then what if our kids or our son gets older and he talks with his friends like that? Well, I was like, he gets a pass. And she was like, well, what do you mean? Why does he get a pass? I'm like, because his daddy is black. What the hell you mean? Did you think J. Cole, just like not saying this shit because his mom is what? No, his daddy, he has the full car. Your daddy, nigga, you got full car. Now, we talking about Logic? I feel a little awkward about Logic saying the word ninja. You get what I mean? I feel awkward about that. I don't like
Logic can't say it.
Logic can't say it. You know what I mean?
Oh God, no! I thought you was meaning logically, not the actual dude. I can't stand it.
Logic can't say it. You got a white daddy, bro.
Any other race, I personally feel like any other race other than fucking Caucasians
can say it,
or the ethnic group is the only ones that cannot say nigga. Period.
Hold on. I got it.
Going like, yo, what's up, my nigga? Like,
nah,
hey,
I got it.
I ain't gonna lie.
I know some.
Hey, Jay Adams. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I don't give a fuck how good the PR agent is, and I don't give a damn how cool they look. They walk up on me saying the word like nigga, and they ain't me.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's a motherfucking problem.
Hold on, hey. I'm
gonna look at you. Hey, I'm gonna look at you like one dude tried to pull the card on me. Well, man, you think I could say the word nigga? I said, you already said it. Look. He said, he said it, right? And I was like, you already said it. And he was like, nah, like, you know what I mean? Like, why could you be comfortable? Like, with you? Like, nah, bro.
No,
like, you know, I'm like, we cool. Like, nah, bro. I mean, like, boom. I'm like, no. I said,
why?
They call us sensitive though, but we
I said now your brother-in-law, his brother-in-law is black. I was like, your brother-in-law, he got full card. He could say it if you want to. Even if I told him to not say it, he could say it. You know what I mean? He got full card. But I ain't gonna let
Hold on, I got something for y'all.
Check this out. Hey, check this out. Like I told my wife, my son got full card to say it. He's cool. I ain't tripping. Because they ain't gonna look at him as a little black boy. Like, he's just a black boy with pretty hair or whatever. They're not gonna look at him as a Hispanic. They're not gonna look at him like my daughters. My daughters look mixed, but they look more on the black side.
I would feel like your girl got that pass too. She got black in her all the time.
No, I don't give a fuck how much a black in you.
Hold on, I got something for you.
Wait. That's like me fucking a white chick, right? That's like me fucking a white chick, and she like, oh well, it's cool. I can say it because you always inside of me. I'm like, yes, bitch, you go get the shit knocked out.
Hold on, I got something for you. I got something for you.
Don't say that shit.
Mind you, obviously, you know, there's a generational difference. There's a generational difference in everything. But I look at it like this. I use history as the okays and the not okays. Basically, any culture or ethnicity that has historical proof of oppression can, in essence, say the word nigga, because we've all been oppressed. No. Yes, oppression has gone on differently. Man, the conquistadors attacked the Mexicans, oppressed them, enslaved them, raped them, and killed them. Same thing with us. We were raped, enslaved, and killed. So the fact that we got all three in common means they can't
say the word nigga too. We should let Jews say the word nigga too. Jewish people.
We all got treated the exact same way due to the history books.
Right, but okay, so this is crazy because the word nigger didn't come from them describing them as that. They described us as that because we were ignorant. They felt we were ignorant. And that's where the word literally came from, because it was an ignorant term to describe a person who don't know shit.
They actually called us a different word.
What they call us?
We were called Mo somethings. We were called Mo somethings. Mo, what was it? Moans or Mo, I forget, what would we call it? And nigger was a different word to keep us from the education of where we actually came from. That's where nigger came from. It was
you talking about the Moors. Word. No, I get what you said.
Moors.
No, you're talking about the Moors. The Moors, right? Right. So check. I'm gonna throw a caveat on that because I thought we was that same thing, right? Until I went and did some little, DNA research. And I saw that the Moors occupied Europe, right? That's what we have, the Dark Ages. They occupied Europe. They ran that motherfucker. Always had this problem with then if black people ran Europe, how did white people gain power, right? And I was kind of thinking, and it bothered me for years and years, and I couldn't find this like, this route, right? All of a sudden, 3 months ago, came up on the actual video that was, doing the DNA search. Looked at the archaeology, the shit in the Vatican database, right? And all of these things shows that these people were occupying Europe on a high motherfucking level, killing the game. But it was a dude named Nicodemus, or anyway, he came down, he went into Europe, and he was looking for David's son, right? And he called Riri or something like that. Anyway, King David called his son this, but this is during King David's time, right? We talking Israel was already occupied, right? It already got confiscated. The people already moved out, went into Africa. There was occupying on the side of on the side of Ethiopia, right? There was literally occupying them. Well, the king from motherfucking Europe. Anyway, long story short, the guy came down, got this dude to come up there, and they overtook Europe, right? With this dude, it's this Hebrew Jew. That was the first time Jerusalem or Jewish nature was introduced to Europe. If you go back before the Moors, there was no Jewish nation occupied Europe at the time.
You're saying before the Moors?
Ain't no Jewish nation before the Moors. Jewish, no European Jews. It was after. It was after it was taking over, came down, then all this other stuff started coming into power. This is where the words nigger came from. The guy named the town is on the coast of Portugal, literally on the coast of Portugal, Spain, right? The guy came down and said, I'm going to name this whole village the land of the Negroes, pretty much the land of the niggers, the Nigers or whatever. And the guy took that, which is one of, like we would say, like our leader or our forefathers. He took it. He took the card of calling us niggers or Niger or whatever the case may be. And then you speed up, and that's kind of where slavery started literally on the coast of Portugal, Spain. It started literally on the coast of Portugal, Spain. And most people think it came from America, and then went back up to Spain and it started in Spain, went down to West Africa and all of that, and came back up to North America, back to Spain. You know what I mean? That's when the Indians were taken up to Spain. That was after they saw everything else. I don't know if you guys saw a show called Apocalypto. Apocalypto shows this shit verbatim.
Of course, you talking about the movie?
Yeah, it shows that shit verbatim. What happened? They were already traveling, bro.
This is my thing, right? If we had so much power then, and they robbed us for it, and we trying to get back all this power now, right? What's to get us to not back to that same fucking? Are we not reverse? Are we not going back into the same cycle? Because that's what I say.
We are going back to the same cycle, man. Shit.
It feels like that we're going back into power, get our fucking black heritage. Oh, we're back into power. Black people are the shit, blah, 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 and this and that. And then we become slaves again?
Hey, check this. I'm going to tell you something that really bothered me while I was on the road with white people. This really bothered me.
What did we do wrong the first time?
Well, I'm going to show you something. When I was on the road with white people, I understood something here. I was like, damn, these motherfuckers got shit on point. Damn, they could do this, they can move here, they can go there, they can do anything they want, literally in the society of their community, right? And literally, I'm thriving in their community. I'm performing drums live on stage. I mean, they loving me. They buying tickets. They're putting food on my fucking table. My kids got new shoes and all of that, blah, blah, blah. And I look at my black community. They don't want to come around. They don't want to support me. They don't want to, you know what I mean, hoop and holler. I mean, me and Jay Adams be in the back office talking about shit of how we're going to market the music to a whole nother crossover market. Why? Right. Because the black community ain't up on alternative hip rock music, right?
Right.
So so when I saw that, I said, well, damn. They got something here that we don't got. They're open. Why? Because they didn't have to grow up with that. They don't have this animosity in their fucking DNA. This is what I looked at. A child was in slavery, right? A mother who's pregnant in slavery. The scrutiny that she goes through, that shit is sent to the child's DNA. Literally, it's sent to the child's DNA. That's why you always see a mother who's in pregnancy. They're always trying to keep her calm. Oh, is she cool? No. You know what I mean? They want to make sure she ain't going through no stress because they don't want to send it to the fucking baby.
Right.
So what you think happened in slavery? How you think you keep how do you keep a genocide? How do you keep people killing themselves without even doing it? You stressed out the mother. You stress out the lineage. You stress out the fucking root of the problem before it gets to where they can prosper. They can make big moves happen. So that's why you see all these women would see death during slavery. They would see their husband being just annihilated across realms and shit, right? And now black women don't want to trust men, so they feel like they got to pick up the stick and do all of this and do all of that and do all of that, right? They don't want to trust black men because they saw us get fucking snatched up in fucking slavery.
Yeah.
So when we look at that, it's like, well, how do the black man gain this power back, right? When everything against him is set up for him, set up, ready to go. How do he gain this power? So every time that we try to put something together, they stormed it. Black
Wall Street.
All that. Central Park was us. Another one, I'm forgetting. Rosewood is another one on the tip of my tongue where these slaves fought back the community. They fought back. It was in Louisiana. You know what I mean? So we don't know about these stories. Jay said it earlier, like, where do we gain the power at? That's what I'm telling you. Like, that's why I kind of make that long drawn out to show you, like, I had to see where our power came from. And it didn't come from fucking me going to reach out to my people and get them the kumbaya type shit. It came from me literally learning who we actually are. And that knowing the reason why we are where we are.
Right.
That me knowing the reason why we won't come together because it's too hard to believe. Because of what society has told us to believe.
Yeah, but it's that self-knowledge, like you said. It's that self-knowledge. But see, it always seems, man, like I was talking to my brother-in-law right now. You know, he's in Seattle, man. But shout out my boy Young. Dejan, man, is locked up, you know. And I was having some deep conversations with him today, man. My wife was on the phone with him. And then my whole point of it is like I was sharing with him, is I had read a book years ago, man, when I was locked down myself in YTS. As a juvenile, and it was a book about the media, and it always learned, man. Even when I went from the streets, you know what I'm saying, I come from the streets, and then I've been educated, you know what I'm saying, 4-year degree, whatnot. So I mean, I've studied with the best of them. You feel me? But one thing that I've learned is from all of that, like the book that I read back when I was locked up. When it comes to the media, they play so many games and there's so much control that our lives, realistically, man, you got to realize we were never in these boardrooms, these design rooms, when none of this shit was created. You have to realize there was a meeting. There were meetings before the Emancipation Proclamation. There were meetings after leading into the Jim Crow days. There's always been meetings that we were never excluded in. So you have to believe
don't leave out that God did say in the Bible that they will hold a great council against you when you're not even looking or knowing. These are like, you know what I mean? These are things that we should be already up on to know that these things are already going to come to pass.
But we're not up on it though, Biz.
No, you're right. I didn't want to cut you off though.
You know what I'm saying?
My question to both y'all is, and to anybody that can chime in and answer this, where did they just kill off all the kings and the emperors, or the ones that are knowledgeable ones that had knowledge, that were running shit back in the day? Because if we came from something that was so great, how did it fucking fall?
I tell you, but I'll let Jay go.
I mean, it's all been strategic though from day one. It's all been strategic though. You know, it's kind of like playing the game of chess. You got to understand how you knocking down all of the pieces on the board to get to the final piece, which is getting to that king. It's always been strategic. I do a lot of studying and reading up on like Fred Hampton. You know, if you go all the way back to slavery, man, you could just talk about the Nat Turner revolts.
Right.
It's always been something that I really can't put my hands on, but what you just said, Notice, has always been something to where we have the knowledge and the power and the understanding of us understanding ourselves and our power has always been annihilated. It's always been a way. It's like we're okay. For instance, right? Like when you're in the penitentiary, everybody knows if it's a riot, it's 3 Mexicans on 1 black. If the white boys is coming for you, it's always 3 on 1. What are we gonna do? We're gonna attack the strongest. Why? Because we've been watching the strongest, so we've been seeing you work out. So with us, it's always been a way to where we've allowed ourselves to be put in positions to where our power, we mute ourselves. I always believe like we're so strong as a people. How do you even take over something that's way stronger than you? It's got to be this, man. I just feel we've always been out thought and out strategized. Even today, it's like that's why I be loving like when Biz be talking, because it's like I love history. I always feel like you got to know where you come from to know where you're going. So you got to be able to connect in dots, because it's still happening. We're still not able to speak. Like, just think about what we're talking about with the Whoopi Goldberg situation and what they just tried to do to Dave Chappelle. But to me, he outthought that situation, because mind you, by the time he did that, he was on his 4th and last. His contract was over with Netflix.
Right.
He already had finished his deal with them. So at the end of the day, to me, that was bomb ass strategy. Like,
but he learned his lesson to begin with. He did. Yeah, he did. He had to go through
bomb ass strategy.
Yeah, he had to go through the fire first. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But see, at the end of the day, we have to be able, like we was talking earlier, we have to be able to turn the tides of power. You know, we have to get more into being our own Bob Johnson, but then never selling out BT. Creating it, but never selling. It's mine now. I'm never getting rid of it. I'm going to build this $1 trillion platform, and I ain't never getting rid of it. We're always going to have our own. Come on, man. They had to start some bullshit to bring Black Wall Street down.
But you wouldn't sell if it was 40 billion.
They own the fucking land.
Hey, you wouldn't sell if it was 40 billion on the table?
Fuck no, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm a revolutionary to the day I die. I'm not selling shit.
100 billion. 100 billion on the table.
No.
And I'll have to agree with him.
Not for me, Biz. I mean, you already know how I think.
As soon as that sells 40 billion,
I'll sell you one of the products. No.
Well, I wanna answer his question. Know this question. But for me, you come at me with 40 billion.
Nigga, you ain't selling it.
I'm gonna take that. Check.
Man, I'm gonna kidnap your ass.
See, y'all. Y'all gotta catch me. Y'all gotta catch me though. Yeah, cool. I ain't tripping. Check this out.
You ain't gonna be able to sign it. You ain't gonna be able to sign that paper.
No. Check this out. With 40 billion, I can enrich 5 inner city states into a high level market where each family is making over, each black household is making over 100K to $250,000. And the reason why, because the society I set up, give a fuck about. I could create a whole nother fucking. I'm a creator. That's my fucking life. Wait. It's see. That's what I see. That's why. Look, this is why economic power is so great. See what Bob Johnson did. He sold it all. Right. Cool. I get it. He didn't want to deal with it no more.
Man, that nigga wanted to buy a basketball team.
Right, he wanted to buy a basketball team. I get it. He's individualist. He's thinking about himself. Okay, cool. Right, but a person like me, yeah, let's do it. Why? Because if I'm gonna sit here and hold on to something that I know somebody's already given me a huge opportunity for, then I could take that and go enrich my shit, so that way I won't have to depend on that no more. See, I think we don't look at long-term investments. We always look at where if I let it go, then somebody's going to be able to take it and manipulate and do it how they want to. When we should be able to say, oh well, if the price is right, then I take it, because Asians do it. White people do it. Any ethnic group does this because they understand the economic power of a dollar. Right?
I can understand that.
I can change the whole trajectory of everybody's in my circle lives. I could change the whole trajectory of other people's lives and help them build and help them get better and help, invest into other black businesses and help them get on their feet. You get what I mean? Like, I feel I don't think we should kind of look at things for we don't want the man to get to it, because if they get to it, then it's like we'll never have anything. Bob Johnson went wrong is when he took that money, he didn't invest that back into his community. And I think that's where we go wrong at. It's not the fact that we move out the hood, it's the fact that we never put it back. We never pay it forward. You get what I mean? And a lot of times
not gonna do that, Biz.
Huh?
They bank on now. They know we're not, because like I'm saying, right? If you sell something, you have to remember when Bob Johnson started BET, that was the height of where MTV was. He couldn't get no support. He overcame so many struggles to get what I consider another portion of Black Wall Street. To me, that's too valuable to sell. Do you think the founders, you got to think about how much derivative you can break off from that to still do what you said do. You can still do that. This dude created
and that's
a whole conglomerate.
Well, my thing is, maybe that was his point. Maybe he wanted to do that. Maybe he wanted to build it up to a certain point to where he ain't got to trip off of it no more and just take dividends off of it, just like motherfucking Russell Simmons did when with Def Jam. Like, people would say, people. No. Well, check. Of course, so it's the Jews. But what I'm saying is, if we look at
Jewish.
when we look at the economic dollar and this sense of selling something, right? And Bob Johnson was not able to pour that back into his community. I don't think that was maybe his motive. I think we should look at his agenda and what the agenda of him having BET was for. You know what I mean? Maybe he wanted to sell it until it got to a certain point, is what I'm saying. And the way we got back to where we are now, Laurent, to go back on your question, is in biblical times, the Hebrews was occupying Europe. I'm sorry, Egypt, right? This is during Herod time. Like, so when Herod came in power, the Jews were there already. The Hebrew Jews were already there, but it wasn't slavery. It was just work, servitude, and just regular work. Well, at that time, Egypt was known as the first world civilization, right? And when you look at these things, you're able to say, like, okay, cool. Where did slavery come apart? Well, slavery came apart when the Hebrew nation started getting bigger. The population started gaining, right? Hebrew women will have 5 or 6 babies at a time, literally. So the population was growing. So he said, well, I'm going to have to intensify the labor so it can start killing them. If I intensify, put stress on their body and they die, right? And this kept going on. Well, that's where you start getting the Moses, let my people go shit, right? That's where that whole part come in. Well, after they let him go, God gave Israel a command, right? And Israel did not hearken to that command. Nope. God told them to go into Petra, Edom, kill everything that's moving. Shit, kill everything that's breathing. I don't want a butterfly to fly over there. But knowing us, because we don't want to hearken, because that's too rude, that's too mean. There's babies over there. There's little dogs and puppies. And no, God, that's wrong, right? But not knowing that God did say, I'm a God of war. Right? So when we look at these things, right? When we look at these things and they didn't take over, God said,
thrown by a white woman, Sherry Redstone.
So, So when we look at this, we're not looking at a nation of people who didn't have power. Israel got the biggest. I mean, they was knocking out shit like. Anyway, we're not talking about a people who didn't have power. We talk about great mathematicians, great contractors, great teachers, great archaeologists, great. You know, I mean, like we're the top of the game when it comes to it. Nobody can beat us. Nobody, right? And I look at these parables and I look at these things in America. The reason why we got to the point where we are now because we don't do the right research on who we are. And when we do, it's so hard for us to believe that who we are those people. Literally, we don't know where to connect that. Once I find out that we was part of that lineage, I was good. I just say, our people don't know. We don't know where we're from, and it's hard for them to believe that. No, you are Jewish, man. You literally come from the descendants of Jews. Your bloodline matches the Jews that were in Jerusalem. Your DNA matches the blood. The American black male and DNA matches the bloodline that's come from Jerusalem, and also the Indians. So when you look at that, you're like, well, damn. They did a research on about 100,000, maybe 100,000 to maybe 200,000 of black people. Did their DNA search across America. Come to find out there was 98% Indian, 2% African. So that tells you that when these slaves got off the boat, the population of slavery was only like 1 million. By the time it got 400 years later, there were over like 14 million slaves. Well, where did they get all these fucking people from? They got it from the indigenous.
Family, real quick. I gotta get up in the morning.
Go ahead, fam.
So I'll see y'all.
All right, family.
All right, it's nice meeting you, Jay Adams.
Nice meeting you, V. All right, brother.
All right, I'll see
y'all. My point is that
real quick,
they got them from. We have to research our lineage, man. That's why we look at Whoopi Goldberg. That's why we look at Whoopi Goldberg.
BET at $3 billion just to make $1 billion. Because when you said $40 billion, it sound appetizing. The nigga sold it at $3 billion and got made $1 billion. So all he made was $1 billion, and he sold it to a white woman.
Okay, cool. He's a billionaire. Far much than what I have.
I have to agree with Jay Adams at that particular point, because then, like, now you hand it over. That's like me handing over the company business to somebody that when branch-off could have happened, he could, which he did open up the door for Oprah Network, Old Network, and Tyler Perry Network, and all this other stuff really cool that made money. But I feel like if you hold on to something like that, now we as black people now own something, because BET is now considered. When I googled it, it comes up as Viacom.
Yeah, it's bought by Viacom.
It's owned by Sherry Redstone. Sherry Redstone is a white woman.
But check this out. You know what Viacom is owned by?
CBS.
Clear Channel. No. Clear Channel owns CBS. Clear Channel is. You got to go look it up. Clear Channel is like they're the ones you don't see. That's the corporate. Those are the ones that control 98% of the media. No, is it 80% of the media? Something like that.
Yeah, that's those same ones that whatchamacallit went up against. What's the boy's name? The black dude.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about the weatherman. He bought the Weather Channel or some shit. Byron Scott, I believe.
Byron Scott, yeah.
Yep.
Byron Allen.
I'm sorry, Byron Allen. Yep, that's it. Byron Allen. That's exactly what
big dogs, man.
Yeah.
Those dangerous motherfuckers. No. I mean, my only thing of it is, man, the only reason I said that is because as a developer and as a creator myself, what I just look at is we got to stop selling our own real estate. We got to stop doing that. We got to get back to the Black Wall Street days, for us, by us. We got to stop selling out. Marcus Garvey was right. We never should have integrated. We took our asses somewhere and built our own, because out of all the history, people I've talked to, man, I love history. We have never been wanted here. We never going to be accepted. I don't give a fuck how much money I make, how much skills I got. I'm always increasing my knowledge. At the end of the day, I work in Calabasas a lot, Newberry Park. Man, I'm a ride just like you, but I'm still a nigga, man. It doesn't matter where. I work everywhere from Beverly Hills. You can go to the Peninsula Hotel where it's like $3,000 to $9,000 a night for a suite. You still a nigga, man. You know, it's like it don't matter where you go. We gotta just get off the bullshit of where we were at before of getting too fucking comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you gotta always remember where the fuck you at. Like Whoopi, that ain't your show and that ain't your network. You got a motherfucking job. Take that check and shut the fuck up and work and go create your own and then say what you want to say. But until then, you can't get that motherfucking comfortable, man, ever. We gotta stop doing that shit. We gotta stop thinking that we done arrived and we really gotta sit at the fucking table. We just gotta stop doing that. We're never gonna get a seat at the table. But maybe we weren't meant to. We're kings and queens of our own nation. Maybe we weren't meant to never get a seat at the table.
But I kind of appreciate her tenacity to open up her view of it, to possibly knock down the door of something that is afraid to be said. You know, because I mean, we have to, as Black people, as wrong as right as she may be, right? I believe that she to knock down that door, we have to be able, the comfortability is one thing, but she has made millions of dollars. Millions. She's pretty fucking comfortable. I think she's okay to stop working today and still has a legacy to be like, yo, you know what I mean? To be like, yo, I can pass this down to my kids and possibly go create she can go create a Whoopi Gold fucking network and still have some viewers.
You know what?
That probably will follow behind her. So
that's a great point. That's a great point.
I appreciate it. I like, to be honest.
No, that's a great point.
We restrain our people from like being open and saying like you can't say that or blah blah blah, because then now we're back in a cage and we're back in shackles.
No, that's a great point, because I feel if she had balls, which she probably, which she doesn't, but if she had like some heart, she would do what you said. But then that comes with strings attached, because in order to do it at a high level, how she would want to, would have to come with other people, and that would probably include outside of our race. So that would put her back into that like shit. You know what I mean? Because like Killer Mike went down Atlanta, right? He was trying to live in Atlanta just all Black, right? He just want to shop at Black shops, woo woo. And do you know this man literally couldn't do it? He couldn't find a grocery store that was Black. He found a bike shop that was Black.
I remember that shit. He was having a hard time. He was
having you know what I mean? He was struggling. So, you know what I mean? You make a good point. Do you think, just a quick, before I bring up this question, do you think, do you think Nick Cannon was wrong?
In what?
I was just going to bring that up.
Nick Cannon was wrong about a lot. What are you talking about, referably?
When he talked about the Jews, how he said Black people are the real Jews, and, there's Ashkenazi. He was with Professor Griff.
I didn't see that. And if I have to go off of what you're saying, I will have to look it up and watch it. But if I have to go off like saying that Black people are the real Jews and stuff like that, I will have to say, no, he's not wrong. Based on history and what I know of just being Israelites and stuff of that nature, truly, and we're having a conversation today being Jewish. No, I don't think he's wrong. It depends on the context of what he was trying to deliver his message at. I always believe a motherfucker can say a lot of things, right? But it depends on the context of what you're trying to deliver your message at. Because I can sit there and be like, yo, fuck all white people, but I cannot mean it in the context of what people are deriving it from, or the tone of what people are deriving it to. So, but it just really depends. And I don't know what you're referring to when I have to go watch that. So,
do Black people love to be accepted by others?
Absolutely. Yeah, we make money off of it.
Yeah. Now, because this literally contradicts a lot of shit when we say this. When we ask this question, right? Because we was talking about Bob Johnson, we was talking about Oprah, the whole like ordeal. I mean, Nick Cannon. We can also talk about other people who have done these things to be accepted by others. This is like a lot of times, when people talk about dating outside your race or marrying outside your race, you know what I mean? Like as if like black love is the only thing that exists on the planet. So I wanted to ask this question: do black people love to be accepted by others? And the reason why I want to ask that because of us always willing to do things for others. Like my career didn't start because I wanted to start performing for white people. It just happened that way. You get what I mean? I didn't do it to be accepted by white people. It just happened that way. I got with a white band, and all of a sudden, I was, you know what I mean? So the others, when I say like, oh, outside of your people, I didn't even know a white band would even accept me. I wasn't going to try to be accepted by a white band or a white family or whatever the case may be. That wasn't my motto.
Well, when you say others, do you mean like other race or just other
right? People? Other races
or other people. Okay, so it has to be specific. Has to be specified on there, I guess.
I mean, I didn't want to say people or race. I just
only because
but in particularly no. You're right. You're right.
Different from a southern black person and an eastern black person.
Well, check. You're right. I literally meant the race card because of what we're talking about. You know what I mean? And that's why I put black people in the question, was to say, like, do black people love to be accepted by others? Now, that's everything outside of black. Everything outside of black. So when I say that, I mean, like, are we out here doing things to be accepted by white culture? Are we out here doing things to be accepted by Latin culture or in business or talking a certain way to, you know what I mean? Because I understand
we built business on it. I think we built businesses on it because we built music on it for sure. Dancing and some of our, I guess, what you would like to call our culture.
So you're saying we built art to be accepted by others?
Absolutely. Now, does that, and correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't want to push back right now. I'm gonna let you.
That's fine, but I feel like our view of being on the West Coast, because a lot of down south people, honestly, you ask that same question, they be like, man, fuck what anybody else fucking think. I do this for me, or I do this for black people.
And I call bullshit.
I
call bullshit. I call bullshit because everybody do it to be accepted by something or someone. Period.
That's why I said it, but still,
but when people say that, I don't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry, but when people say, "Oh, I don't do this," blah, 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 fuck everybody, fuck what they think, I call bullshit. Because you wouldn't dress the way you dress if it wasn't for the way others think. Or other.
How deep are you saying when you say accepted? Like, I mean,
I'm with you. Notice I
get you. That's why I said it just got to be some clarification.
My bad, Jay.
Into that question, because it's like accepted by other people, race.
Race.
I think a lot of times we do, man.
I'm particularly speaking of race.
I think a lot of times we do that. I think a lot of times, even if it's subconsciously, I think we do that. I think whether it's in our careers, whether it's in school, and I don't really know where that's coming from. I mean, I've always tried to figure that out and pinpoint, go back where that's come from. I think a lot of times, man, we hate ourselves still. I still say that. I think a lot of times, we got a lot of that self-hatred still going on. I mean, because there's nothing wrong with, like, okay, look where Biz is at. You know what I'm saying? Like, where he plays and works with a lot of white musicians in his audience. You know what I'm saying? That's a great thing. I don't think he intentionally, like he said, that was his marketing plan to actually happen. That's where his career took him and landed there. That's authentic. Right. What the problem I have is when it's not authentic. And when you can tell that it's bullshit and it's fake and it's like, man, your ass is on some bullshit.
Give me an analogy. Well, give me an analogy. Give me an analogy of what you mean.
Like, to me, Eminem is very authentic. Back in the days when I was rapping, Vanilla Ice was fake as fuck because everybody that knew him,
I get you.
No way how the fuck you really was, man. You was really just trying to do that shit to get in with us and make some money.
I get you.
Do you think Eminem is authentic, or do you think he just skilled at what he does?
That nigga's authentic. I'm an Eminem
He's
fan.
man.
I'm an Eminem fan. I ain't gonna say, hey, Eminem, my name.
He's out there. He's the only white boy I came close to giving the green light to saying nigga. And I ain't never gonna get that out, but he was the closest white boy. I was like, you know what, man, you almost got that card, but no. But
hey, you know what, Jake? Hey, to speak on that,
enough to say that he's authentic. But
okay, but
do I think he's very skilled, and do I think he's phenomenal? Absolutely. But to be authentic, I don't know him well enough to say if he's
okay. Jay, to speak on that, you're right. Eminem is probably the most authentic white rapper that I've probably came around. Like thorough though. Like he ain't went sideways. Like he ain't slip and say the word nigga. Like he even said like no, I would never say it. He even did interviews.
Yeah, he did say that.
You know what I mean? And shit like that makes me like, you got me all day. I don't give a fuck if I don't give a fuck if you slip. It's just the fact that your heart and your tensions is not there. You know what I mean? Like I fucks with that. That's you got me all day. Now I've been fucking with Eminem when he was Slim Shady, right? When he first dropped his little EP and it was red and he was on the boardwalk. Don't nobody remember that shit. And so I've been fucking with him ever since, like big time. Even when the whole like Marsh, like when he came out with the whole
LP album, March Madness.
No, remember the one where they called me Slim Shady, I'm back. But
I'm back.
What was the one where he was getting on Britney Spears?
I'm not a revival one at a time. You never heard of a mind so perverted against mine. I mean,
right. I'm trying to think of that. Oh man. Everybody just want to be me, or everybody Slim Shady, or whatever video. I remember being over. I was with the BGCs, right? Broadway Gangsters, right? I'll never forget. I'm over there chilling, and they like, they banging music and shit and all of that, right? And I go into the homie house. I go in the house. That one. So I go in the house.
Please stand up.
And all these dudes in the house, and they like, yo, what is this nigga listening to? And it was me. And it's me over there. I'm in middle school, nigga. And it's me over there going ham on that record. I'm Slim Shady. I'm the real Shady. All you other Slim Shadys are just I'm going ham. And all these
we stand up.
all these dudes just looking at me like, what the hell? But what I'm saying is like when it came to connectability, right? That's how I connected with an artist. Connectability. His mom's was fucked up like my mom's, right? His lifestyle was fucked up. I lived in a trailer park home, just like he lived in a trailer park home. I lived in a busted ass.
I would say he's very genuine.
You know what I mean? Like I lived in a busted ass trailer, just like he lived in a busted ass trailer. You know what I mean? So like, there's a lot of relatability I feel, with him. You know what I mean? And then Tupac was another one. Because of his mom's, the way you see how like the connectability with the artist, you know what I mean? It's something like they mom, or like I related instantly to it. And then how they came off, if they was very real, oh yeah, you got me all day. So but did they do that to be accepted by others? I don't think so. I don't think Eminem did a lot of his rapping or a lot of his artistry to be accepted by black people. I just think he did it to get his sound and his voice and his story out there. Most people can say, well, no, remember all them battles he was doing to go at this person to be accepted, and they was talking about, yeah, but that's rap though. That's the art of rap though. That has nothing to do with trying to be accepted by a culture of people just because. You know what I mean?
That's more like about validation. That's more about in that world. That's like, what I'm saying, I want to be validated. I know I'm white.
Right.
I gotta go hard. But I want to be, because in that rap world, man, you want to be validated, especially when you're a white boy. You know what I'm saying? But I even look at that as being like, I don't know, I just don't find no fakeness in him, that's kind of what I look at when I say, us still wanting to be accepted. I don't know, man. I mean, I just wish we had more unity on that subject. I just really don't like a lot of the shit that I'm seeing, and I feel that we're seeing how it's affecting us, man. I mean, this whole pandemic has kind of shown me something to where it's kind of like I don't know, man. It's like being stuck in the house. I really got to like read a little more. Some specials came out about Black Wall Street, and it was just like, to me, that shit was just so powerful. It was just, I don't know, it's kind of overwhelming for me. So it's kind of like, I remember being a youngster wanting to be accepted. It's some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, now I get it, but I think we got to move past that, man. I think we really, really got to push mentally, man, past that somehow, some way. I don't know how, but
if I can tell anyone, like if I'm gonna make this a clip. Dr. Claude Anderson has a book out called Economics or Power Economics.
Power Economics.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And this book is so powerful. It talks about if Black people were to literally own their own dollar. People don't know that when Black people own their own dollar and they can spend amongst themselves, they literally exchange dollar value 90%. That means everywhere we need to shop at, a Black person would own it. So we would shop there. So we were literally turning over our dollar 80% 80 to 90%. Crazy. So that means the money will stay in our communities for 90% until it's paid out to taxes and all of that shit. You get what I mean? So the things I'm saying is like, once we understand how to build economic dollar and not be scared to go spend money at that fashion show, that fashion store that's owned by a black man or black woman or whatever the case may be, support Black. That's when I really got onto it. That whole support Black businesses, I think that is so strong. But I think what we have to look at is where they're located, right? So we can put these Black businesses located around each other and keep them close, and we saturate that market, spending our money there, then we're able to see the economic power in that. That means we can buy the lobbyists. You know what I mean? That means we can, we could buy the DA, the local officials, the city councilmen. You know what I mean?
110%. I'd say there's one flaw to that will always keep us underneath the thumbprint of
That's the solution, though. That's the solution, though.
Yes, it is.
No.
You're missing one thing.
You can't.
No, hold on. Give me a second.
Whether mentally. Look, I get you. But whether, let me finish this. Whether
you not own the land. If you do not own the land, none of it fucking matters. We have to own land.
That's what I'm talking about. Honestly, until you can get to that point, you have to start somewhere. Look at the Latino.
I agree with you.
Wait. Look at the Latino community. We saw this in front of our fucking eyes, right? They showed us in front of our fucking eyes what they can do. Now they literally run communities. And there's their own stores in them.
We can own as many businesses and governors as
no.
But if the white man or somebody else controls the land, if they control the land, then what are we really doing? What are we really doing? At the end of the day, we lose.
On top of that shit.
No, check this out.
Exactly, because they can snatch the land from us at any time.
Look,
if we do not own the land,
whether
we do not own anything.
Okay,
McDonald's, they did. That's how McDonald's came into his power.
Nigga, it don't cost. Look. It don't cost a lot. Look, it don't cost a lot. People, look, owning land is not a big deal. It doesn't cost a lot. Most people think it does. Look.
Forefathers were founded on this shit.
Look, land does not cost a lot.
Over this shit.
Look. You can buy. Look, bro. You can buy land anywhere, right? You can buy land anywhere in the U.S., right? Literally. You got 10 grand. You got 10 grand. Nebraska got some land for you. You got 15 grand. Motherfucking Oregon got some land for you. You get what I mean? Like, I'm just giving you spots that I looked at. You know what I mean? So buying some land is not easy. You just need to have the capital. Wait.
Now can you build
to have the capital
and make it profitable?
But you need to have the capital to even buy that motherfucker. That's what I'm talking about. Let's start with the first, like, buying the motherfucker. Yeah. We gotta, like, before I can get to my fucking Beamer I had to get the cash flow first.
I get all that.
So that's what I'm looking at. That's why I'm saying, like, okay, I need people to come and pay to Biz Entertainment or Hub City Studios for studio sessions. Right. Why? Because that increases me going out to a local grocery store and putting money in their pocket, which is owned by Black, right? which is owned by Black, and exchanging that dollar with them. Then I go to the music store, which is owned by Black, to purchase some more equipment. Then I go to the restaurant that's owned by Black to eat with my family, right? Everything that I would do would be exchanged Black. It's held up right. It looks good. It's clean. It's proper. It doesn't come off raunchy. You know what I mean? Like these are the
buy the land, and then you buy the land.
Then we start. I mean, you got to build that, bro. Then you start looking. Wait.
But at what point do we buy land?
Check this out. Buying land is not the end all be all, my guy. It's not the end all. Even if you,
oh my God, no,
bro. Where you want to buy, bro? First, you want to buy land somewhere where it's popular. Well, let me tell you, in real estate school, in California, wait. In California, wait. In California, it's not gonna happen, bro. That means the state owns a third of this motherfucking land, and the rest is owned by motherfucking grape farms. So that's not gonna happen, right? So we talking, you got to go outside of California. Now, people telling me all the time, no, I just bought some land in Bakersfield. Our cousin just told me he just bought some land in Bakersfield. Literally. He just literally.
Which is a good start, I guess. Whatever.
Right? Cool. It's a great start. He just purchased some land in Bakersfield. I think got like 2 acres. Well, it's like 2 acres or some shit or whatever. But he had to get to that point, right? He literally had to get, it took him about 2-3 years to get to that point. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying, and he's paying payments on it to keep the land. I think like $300 a month or some shit. So my thing is, in order to get to that point, we have to have some capital. And if we're not purchasing, right, but you got to be able to eat tomorrow. And where you spend your money to shop means a fucking lot.
Yeah, it matters.
That's what I'm talking about. And if you had a local Black grocery store that was there,
I don't argue with you on that.
But what I'm saying is, if you was to have a Black grocery store that was there, that looks like a Whole Foods and that was kept up to par, and that looks, you know what I mean? Because that's one thing Black people do. Like, we think we could just get some shit and it looks like whatever, and everybody come fuck with it, or all Black people come fuck with it. No, make sure that shit looks good, because I could go to fucking Walmart or Target or some other shit where I know I'm gonna get the cleanliness and I ain't got no problem spending my dollar.
Let me ask you a question.
So that's a decency thing.
Let me ask you a question. So we get to a community where we got Black-owned stores, Black-owned car washes, Black-owned a lot of things.
That's Wall Street, baby. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the most likely thing that's going to happen from that point? Because
okay. Let me answer that, but I'm gonna give you something right now.
From what I'm looking from Bob Johnson is niggas just gonna sell it.
Hey, check this out. This is a caveat to buying land. In order to buy land, you gotta have some good credit, right? You gotta have some credit. You gotta
same as businesses. It's no different. What you have to do is have some clout.
Check this out. In order to do that, you have to get a good loan, right? If you're gonna have a good loan, you can get a good loan. You know what I mean? Right? Look, check. You're not hearing me though. Who you gonna get it from?
That's
we ain't got no fucking bank. We ain't got no bank,
but we can't. We got to start somewhere. If
niggas don't get it from,
if niggas don't look into it, then we won't be able to get there, and we won't be able to push back, change laws. Be like, yo, who we gonna? You say who we gonna be able to get to? I agree with you. Who are we gonna be able to get? You're right. It might take us another 400 fucking years to figure out that answer. But somebody's got to fucking ask it.
See, this is why I talk to my
start sparking that brain.
See, this is why I talk to
somebody got to answer questions.
Hey, check this out. This is why I talk to my G pops a lot, right? Because my G pops talks about. I ask him these questions a lot, right? And I talk to him about Compton. We talk about Compton, right? The talk about Compton.
Right.
Why Compton look the way it is, G pops? You've been here 30 some odd years. 40 some odd years, honestly, before I was fucking born, right?
Baby.
And we talking about working for Compton. We ain't talking about living in Compton. We talking about working for Compton, knowing the councilmen, knowing the mayors. I mean, 10, 15, 20 terms type of mayors type shit, right? From mayor to mayor to mayor to councilman to situation to situation to budget to budget. Right. I mean, he was telling me about budgets. He was running at $4 million for Compton, right? To make Compton look new, right? And I asked him, why don't Compton look better, G Pops? He said, because Compton don't have a bank. He said, if all those athletes were to come back and take 1% of their money and started a bank, they can give out great loans. They can give out great finances.
People You're fucking right. There is no Bank of Compton in Compton. I've never heard of a Bank of Compton in Compton.
No, but what he meant was there's no, and specifically, there's no black bank. Right?
Well, yeah, but still, you're right. Still, saying a bank of normally you go to a city
like there's a Wells Fargo here, right?
No, yeah, but that's a Wells Fargo everywhere. But
that's their bank.
A bank.
No. Listen.
Right.
There was a black bank in Compton, One United.
Look, that's there. No. It's one over here. It's called One United. It's on
It's by the Foot Locker, by the Metro.
It's on Wilmington. No, there's one right here too.
Okay, there's two of them.
There's one on Wilmington in right by Davidson Middle School. There's one over there, and I even went on Crenshaw to try to start my bank with One United. Wow. And I'm gonna tell you something.
Was it different?
It was very fucking different. The interest rates that they were trying to give me was crazy. Right?
Real?
It was. Look, check this out. And you know what's crazy? I had to be that. I had to be that black dude to go outside and get. I mean, but they gave me 3% over here. You hit me for like 22.
We gotta do better, man. We can't even get no starting point because we ain't got no bank that'll fuck with our own people. We hitting ourselves over the head, man. We coming out the blocks, bro.
Bro, I'll go to some black stores, bro. I go to some black stores, bro, and they like some soul food restaurants and spots or whatever, and it'd be like a mom and pop spot, whatever, and it's like I'm looking at place that I can go get at Smart and Final, you know what I mean? And cool, they're a little decent, but I'm like, what the fuck? Can you have a little more class than this? Like, can you get some actual plates? Do you have some that do have actual plates? And my whole point is their prices.
And One United,
their prices be like
One United is served by Miami, Boston, Massachusetts, and Los Angeles. It is a black-owned bank. It's not owned by Compton, but it is a black-owned bank, which is served by Los Angeles. So.
I mean, I'm just saying maybe they got some better rates now because the one in Crenshaw, that's who I went to. Now, if I go over here,
it's a black-owned bank, which is good. I mean, yeah.
Right. Like, if I come there with some dollars and they, like, I'm going to go try it out. Now, I'll do a podcast.
I'll be interested. I'm going to try to open a bank account. with them.
Yeah. What's up? You know what I mean? But the whole point is if we enrich our banks, then our banks are able to get better financing. And then we're able to go and establish businesses. You know what I mean? We're able to go and say, look at that building.
Look at niggas. Nigga, I ain't giving you no money.
You should look up the interest rates. Look up the interest rate on their
on United.
Right, on their website, business accounts. So, you know what I mean? So those are the things that like I feel that's great for black people that we can start getting into. And I'm gonna keep
Black Wall Street straight on there too.
I'm gonna keep preaching that, even though I may feel the way I feel about our prices, because everybody else over here is beating us out. You know what I mean? They beating you out at the price. Yeah, you over here charging $17.99, but they charging $8.99. Where the fuck you think I'm gonna go? I'm for real. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, like, okay, if you was a band or entertainment company, I get it. It's a collector's item. It's something different. You know what I mean? But like the general store that I open up, this general store going to be beating out everybody's prices. So it's like if you go to Lopez store, that's just because you just don't want to shop here because we doing prices better than, you know what I mean, Brad. You know what I mean? Like those are the grocery store. We need a grocery store. The whole thing is grocery stores, schools. It's grocery stores, schools, and local officials. We control the grocery stores.
You get grocery stores, like for instance, my friends Amber and her husband, I always forget his name, but Temple Beauty Mart, and then Temple Market over off of Central, off of the 91.
It's a black grocery store.
Yeah, it's a mart. You can't really be a grocery store without a walk-in. You got to have at least, I think, to get milk delivered, you got to have at least one walk-in. See, the thing about us getting our own stores is we don't put our money together enough to get our pricing down. See, when you have to buy milk by the ones and the twos, you really can't be competitive with your prices. So we're never gonna get to that point until we start putting our money together. You know, like I look at, for instance, there's a famous on the east side of Compton, my neighborhood, back in the 80s, it was called Iowa Market. It was on the corner of Alondra and I want to say Murr. Well, what happened? The Koreans came in, bought it up, put a Hispanic name on it, put all Hispanics in power over there. Store is booming again. I say that to say other races of people come in the community and they do it. They put their money together and they do it. That store is old as me.
And you know what? They get their check from their people and they come over here and buy it. And then they get the people in the community that looks like the people they want to see when they go to the store, and they get them to work it. And they just sit back. See, if black people think about that and like, okay, cool. Like, what you think I'm gonna do at the general store? I'm gonna hire Latinos. And I'm put them in there because what? Those who is in the community. It's only makes sense. If I went to a black community, I had a store in a black community, I'm gonna hire black people because I know the people that's gonna come in is gonna be black.
But if I get but when you talking about a general store though, I would put blacks. I'm gonna always look out for two races of people, man, blacks and Hispanics. That's who I grew up with. I mean, I feel we so undeserved. So when I look at Compton, that's the way Compton needs to stay. Compton needs to stay on that point.
Okay, let's be realistic though. That
is realistic.
Okay, check this out. Right now, it's a dude right now on Rosecrans and Long Beach, right? It's the store, Circle K, right? The owner, good guy, cool dude. He's a Hawaiian guy, though. Good guy though, great dude.
What you about to say?
Right? And he hired some people there. He got a couple people there and all of that. Woo. And they run it well, right? But there's this one dude in there that I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hire you. His work ethic is on point. You know, I ain't got to tell him like 4 or 5 times. He remembers shit. Every time I come in there, he already knows what to get me. He already knows whoop. He's just on it. But for some reason, he clinged to me so fucking well, right? I got his fucking email right here, you know, to send him the motherfucking application. Literally. Now, most people say, well, why you don't hire a black man? Or why you don't have a black woman? I don't find any that's fucking capable. When I know they're capable, but they like, oh, no, I don't want to. It got to be on this. Like, there's these standards, right? With this dude, I'm good. I'm like, yo, book the trip for Hawaii. You know, we're taking everybody to Hawaii. You know, I mean, blah. All right, cool, no problem. No questions asked. No problem. Send him his check. And it's messed up to say that.
You're right.
It's
right.
Really...
I think because we transition over from not having nothing to having a lot, where niggas can make music and get a lot of money, or open clothing stores and stuff like that, to where now niggas feel like getting the bag is more important than actually having ethics to the craft, or just customer service.
But notice, add this on it. When you don't want to pick, right? You don't want to have to choose like that, right? You want to be able to go to your own and say, yo, woo, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Literally. But when I already know, and I've been through this road, I know I got to be very selective where I hire my own. Very selective.
Because we don't trust our own.
No, it's not. It's not so much of the trust with me personally. No. With me personally, it's not so much of them doing me over or anything like that. It's more so the work ethic, right? It's the work ethic. There's not a lot of notices. There's not a lot of Jay Adams. There's not a lot of Ricks. There's not a, you know what I mean? Like, I don't.
There's
a
lot similar.
Bro, check this out right now.
There's a lot of copycats out there.
Check this out. Me and you and Jay, right? Me and you and Jay Adams, right? And I say, yo, there's a tour coming up. There's about 5 shows. And the bill is about 25 grand, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all be like, well, cool, come on, let's set this up. Let's get in let's go work, nigga. And I'm like, but the hotels ain't gonna be all that great, blah, blah, blah. We just got to work it. All right, fuck it, man. Let's just do what we gotta do, right? You know, blah, blah, blah. Look. All right, well, the venues aren't that great too. It's just but they're a little small. Fuck it, bro. Let's just, you got the bands, you got the we just need to get the card, da 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 da. But you see how no matter how the situation looks, it's just like, yes, we know we're getting a financial, that's going to come to it, but the situations might not turn out always. So I'm willing. Fuck it, I'll roll with you. If I told somebody else that, like another, like it don't matter about the money. They ain't, like, is it popping though? No, it ain't gonna be popping. We just working, bro. We just literally working. Doing interviews and videos and just work. So I'm just saying, like, when I see that type of aspect or that type of, I've had musicians on my squad, right? Head knockers, right? Musicians. I'm picking everybody up. I'm taking them to the concerts. I'm booking the concerts. I'm promoting the music. I'm pushing the shows. I'm writing the music. I'm engineering the music.
I was there.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot. Kind of.
And let me tell you, the only people that actually help out Jay Adams out of maybe 7 to 8 motherfuckers that was with me, the only people that helped out was Notice and Walk.
Damn.
The only people that actually gave an extended arm out, like, no, bro, I'm gonna take this. I got you. Notice would demand shit like, nah, bro, I got this. Let me take this. These niggas, woo. I remember one time Notice came in the studio, was like, bro, if y'all niggas ain't doing shit, y'all niggas gotta get up out of here. I'll never forget that. You know what I mean? But when I see that, I'm like, well, this is what? Right, but this is the best. This is what you need, man. Like, this is the type of people you need around you to police those situations, whether they're black, white, Chinese, or whatever. You know what I mean? So, but then that takes it out of the black power content, right? Because I'm not, like, I don't feel like I feel like the black race should be here forever, and it will be, and nothing's going to change that. It's only going to get more. I think the more you keep picking the beast, the more you're gonna wake up this monster. I said it earlier. Majority of black males, before we end the show, majority of black males which are like 57 to 60% in middle class. We're talking making over 6 figures. You know what I mean? Jane Elliott, she had made a prediction that in the next, she's a white lady, whatever, but she had made a prediction in the next 5 to 6 years, black man would be the one in rulership. You know what I mean? And
that's a strong prediction.
whether people see it or know it or not, I'm a YouTube geek. I'm on YouTube crazy, right? Whether people see it or know it or not, it's happening. And it's happening fast. Because I see it in the streets. When I'm out in the streets, don't get me wrong. It took me 6 months to about, it took me 6 months to 8 months to even see my car and buy it. Right? I literally waited to buy that car.
You give us all the money in the world. You can't buy no land. It don't fucking matter.
Look, check this out. Even if you had, bro, even if you, it's like you can have all the land you want, right? Cool. You can have all the land you want.
You got control.
Give me the $1. I'll buy you out that motherfucker or buy the nigga next to you. Doesn't matter. I got the capital. My capital is going to rule everything because capital is power. Because I can buy the elect. I could buy the politician. I could buy the fucking lobbyist. I could buy your fucking district attorney.
But as long as you own the land,
it doesn't matter.
no matter what is built on there, no matter what is driven on there, no matter what is flown in that area. If you own a piece of that land, you own a piece of that company.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Bullshit.
I know that for a fact.
How real estate school might McDonald's did what they did. How do you think McDonald's
I'm gonna tell you.
Now everyone does it.
That is true. Damn,
McDonald's
did buy up the land though.
McDonald's a franchise.
But they bought up the land though.
They bought land in order to.
That movie about McDonald's.
McDonald's was
it changed the game.
A guy came in, bought the land under him that was going to be partners with them. They didn't want. They didn't want to sell it to him. He bought the land, and they had to sell the business to him because they couldn't pay the property taxes on that motherfucker.
Yeah, he bought the land from up under their ass, man. That was some.
And guess what? He told him, "Sell me McDonald's."
But that changed the content. But that changed. No. But you changed the content, so that was like he was forced to. He had to. He was about to lose and all this other shit. But that's not saying he bought the land. No, that's not saying he bought the land. But that was a situation that was made that way. But just because I own the land doesn't mean I own a piece of your business.
But I think both of you are right, though.
No. Look. Just because I own land, just because I own the land, right, that you're sitting your business on, you just have to pay me property taxes. You have to pay me. I'm sorry. You have to pay me mortgage and rent and property taxes and all that shit. Yeah, I don't own pieces of wait.
So much back then.
Wait, because you can move out unless I own the real estate. Now I can own the land and the real estate, unless I own that building too.
I'm gonna say this business.
No, but what I'm saying is,
but the real estate is on the land though, Biz.
Look, right. Okay, there's a billionaire black dude, right? And this was so, I was like, damn, that's the smartest thing, right? And he was like, I bought the land, I bought the building. No, I'm sorry, he had bought the building first, right? And he built up capital, and then he bought the land up under it, right? And then
he got the power.
No, check. No, see, he got more power right now. Check. And he has the business that's operating. So that's 3 streams of income that he's seeing. He has the business that's operating inside. He owns the building and he owns the land, right? 3 streams of income right here, right?
That's what I'm saying. You guys are saying the same thing.
No. Wait. You gotta hear me out. There was a person came through, right? And you have to look at this clause. It's because he owns it all. This is why he's going to be, he's keeping himself attached to it, right? The person came along and they wanted to buy the building, right? So they bought the building. He don't own shit on the building. They don't pay him shit on the building. They just pay property tax, whatever, every year, whatever. He don't own shit. But the business that's inside, another company came and bought the business and he keeps dividends. Pretty much he keeps a percentage of the company. So not only is he making money off the business, he's making money off the property, because the company that owns the property now, they have to pay property taxes and blah, right? But they don't own, they don't own any, there's no business. There's 2 different owners. You get what I mean? There could be 3 owners on one real estate. Literally. One person can own the land, one person can own the house, and one person can own the fucking air. Because it goes up to a certain degree. Right. And the ground and below the ground. That was the crazy part. Below the ground counts too, to a certain degree. So when you see that, yeah, right. So when you see that, I know it's weird. It's weird how they,
and the air does, and the air does as well.
In the air. So like literally, the house I'm in, the family owns a certain amount of air, right? But
sky.
Because
they call it sky.
Yeah. But because the way our taxes and shit work, the government gives you funds for that because they're flying planes over and stuff. They need a permission for that. So that's a clause that's in. See, a lot of people don't know this. This is like this is real estate like 101 and shit. Like this is how it's crazy how people may not understand how it works when it comes to that realm of it. Business, I could own the business, right? And own the land. You know what I mean? But not own the real estate. I'm sorry, but not own the building.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, yeah, you're not going to own the real estate because you have the owner. But if the motherfucker ever falls short of anything according to that land, or they are not right into your land, you have law. You know the laws of the land.
You have some right unless it's written contract on the contingency contract.
I'm just saying the power comes from the foundation.
No, bro. It has that's the clause, bro. It has to be within the there's a contingency contract.
Right.
It's another terminology. It's another terminology, but it's where the owner or the owner of the land says you cannot have no dogs on my property or some shit. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You know what I mean? Then if you do, I could take back the land and blah blah whatever. Those come with contract clauses and shit like that.
If you got $1 billion, somebody said, "Hey, Biz, $1 billion, start on land business wherever you want it to go." How would you begin that adventure? And in 5 steps, 5 to 10 steps, I would do this, I would do that, I would do this first. What would you begin with in building a business or building some land or giving the blueprint?
I would first
how a lot of us young cats should go.
I would first buy real estate. I would buy up a lot of real estate as much as I can. I would get into the REIT program, the real estate environmental investment trust program, and get with some real estate people and literally buy as much condos, condominiums, those things as much as I can. It's possible. You know what I mean? And then once I'm able to gain the power and kind of put our people in those places, I have to conduct that and I have to set up some type of structure to kind of coach our people to how to, keep these things longevity. And that's just something nobody thinks of too. Like, we don't know. So a lot of times we have to be coached. So a lot of like black dudes I see walking, they don't know that they can go out there and get an EIN and start business credit and start building their own generational wealth. They don't know how to do that. So you need somebody like a coach, you need a team, you need a program that they can go to and start receiving this type of information from. And then you need to weave out the BS, right? Because you're going to have your naysayers, you're going to have the hard-head ones. But if we always focused on the hard-head ones or the naysayers, then we'll never get nowhere. We'll always be like looking at the naysayers. And it's like, well, fuck that. You know what I mean? I lost 10, but I gained 4. So cool. I take my 4 and we're going to make sure that these 4 turn out to be millionaires. And that's how you change the look, because everything is imagery and symbolism, what black people like to see. You know what I mean?
So is it real estate? Is it business, real estate, or business and real estate that you go after?
Me, I would like the $1 billion. I would go after real estate, and then I would look at creating tech companies and tech businesses to create new apps and new flows for the younger community. A whole new network, create a whole new network and a whole new TV platform, social platform. Just literally create a whole new world for us, and it's literally marketed to a certain demographic of people who look like me and you, Latinos, you know what I mean, and people who came from that lifestyle, rough lifestyle. So that's the thing. And then I had a cool way where I wanted to do with artists, right? I wanted to have artists on an app where artists can literally, have their content on this page or on this website and their or network. But they're able to receive publishing. We're able to write publishing deals with them. We're able to, write marketing contracts with them. We're able to establish themselves with booking agents throughout the country. And a lot of times people don't talk about this a lot, but we don't have enough black booking agents. There aren't a lot of black booking agents.
Why is that?
That's not something we was getting into in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, man.
Right. This being
that back end of the business that's really making a lot of money, but we wasn't getting into that.
So before we head out of here, Jay Adams, oh no, that's not my question. Hold on. Okay, we got into a discussion, and I had to bring you on to actually discuss. We had to a big debate about this, and it's, does black music reflects culture or culture reflects music? Pretty much black music.
It's no debate on that no more, man. I honestly be feeling in hip hop circles. Music has always come from the culture. That was always in my era. But today it's not like that no more, man. I had a big debate the other day with my partner the other day, man. We talking about all these artists over there at Empire dying and all these rappers. We was just really got really like deep into that. And it's too much now. Fuck, man. It's the music is creating the culture. It's almost like I feel like we've created something that we really ain't seen, to where it's like I be in studios, right? And I really be having that T-Pain effect. Like I'll sit back and the last 6 motherfuckers that came through here is all sounding the same. And they all want to, it's like the music has put such a stamp. Like, just think about the record.
I don't think so.
I
don't think so.
You don't think so.
I think that's a lot. When you like, because look, I'm gonna give you one. I'm so sorry
now, fam.
Well, check this out. I don't think so. I'm at the push back. Why? Because I feel like there's a lot of motherfuckers. There's a lot of motherfuckers that's in the industry that shouldn't be here. There's a lot of people that say they can rap that they shouldn't rap. There's a lot of people that call themselves a rapper and that shouldn't be a rapper. There's a lot of motherfuckers that call themselves a producer and shouldn't be producing. The game has been saturated with so many cats just thinking music is just a fucking talent of where I could just pick up tomorrow and fucking start playing. I honestly feel we should start weaving a lot of these motherfuckers out. Honestly, I feel if you sound like the next rapper, you sound like the next cat, you shouldn't be allowed here. We don't need you. We already have that here. You know what I mean? At least change the bag of chips. You know what I mean? At least Doritos would come out with the ranch bag, and look totally different from the red bag. You know what I mean? It's like this. It's and it tastes different. It's like if you're gonna be different, be actually different. You could be this rapper. It's chips. You could be chips. It could be rappers, but just look different, taste different, come off different. But they don't, like you said, Jay. They all sound the same, come off the same, have the same lingo. We're cool. We understand that there's too many of this cats that's trying to do the same fucking sound as Migos and trying to do the same sound as fucking what's his name out here, Blueface Drake. And Drake. YT and you know what I mean? Everybody got this, like you said, everybody got the same sound. So if I feel like I don't think that's more of a, I don't think that's so much of a, I think they're just going for the trend. That's when it becomes a trend, when everybody's just trendy and shit, and they're trying to do the next trend or whatever. I don't think that's the culture though. You know what I mean?
You don't think that's the culture, Biz? I think hip hop has lost its culture, brother. I think the culture is gone.
Well,
because you got to talk. Me talking to a 47-year-old nigga that was at Project Blow every Thursday night.
Okay,
like hip hop in LA, bro. We had a culture, fam.
The culture's gone. I think it's transitioned.
We had a culture. It's gone.
Project Blow is on a whole nother level, right?
On stage, man. When I was on stage with Caution and shit. Rest in peace to Gonzo. The culture is gone, my ninja. It don't exist no more.
I'm not knocking that. But did they all wait. Did they all sound the same? Did they all sound the same?
No.
Okay. Did they all look the same?
They look similar, not the same though. Niggas was different. Niggas had they.
Right? Did they all have like the same type of name? Young this, little this.
Nah, no.
You get what I mean?
Are we not?
Wait. I'm gonna show you.
Fathers and uncles and aunties and uncles, and we not saying the same thing. Like we were like, no. It's not the same and blah blah. Are we not saying the same thing that they were saying 20, 30, 25 years ago? They were like, oh,
nah, because back then, bro, you had skills though, but you had to be able. The reason I brought up Project Blow because in my day, if you was an MC and you couldn't hang there, you wasn't. It's like it's like everybody just wasn't allowed to get in. Everybody,
that's what I'm saying.
In the circle. you wasn't gonna be respected if you
And
never
that
battled
was the
nobody.
culture.
If you never
It's
battled,
changed.
no, I mean, Project Blow would have stuff. It would be going on from the inside to the outside.
Yeah.
If you couldn't hang there, bro, you wasn't respected in those levels. Today we accepted all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
Come over here, bullshit.
And freestyle was
That's-
a freestyle.
That's what I'm.
When
That's what
freestyle
I'm
was
saying.
a freestyle, you remember that? When
Check this
freestyle
out.
was a freestyle.
Man.
Check this out. Then you got labels, right? You got labels are signing artists just to battle with another label's artists,
Bullshit
right?
artists. Yeah,
Right, exactly. So
We
you
gonna
could've-
fight they bullshit,
so-
and we gonna sign this bullshit right here too to go against they bullshit.
and they become a tax write-off.
Yeah, come
You know
on,
what I
man.
mean?
Yeah,
Unless
come
they
on,
hit
man.
some trendy
Is it
numbers or shit, you know what I mean?
culture
But that
not-
becomes but that becomes a whole individualist, individual thing. What I'm saying is,
Like it's our-
does that affect the culture? Does that affect the culture? I would say yeah, because if it's marketed on a mass level throughout the world and shit, yeah, right.
I feel
It's
like
changed.
does
It's changed the
But
culture,
does
though,
it
man.
reflects? But does it reflect who Black people are on a mass
All the time.
level? Nope. On a mass level, when you look at Black people on a mass level, it's about what 20 million or some shit like that of us throughout the country, right? On a mass level, more Black people are doing well off than you think.
Yeah, but
Then
we're
we
spending too
fucking
much.
think.
We're spending too much time then, man, showing the other side of it. Then, and that's kind of what Notice said earlier.
Well, I
spending
don't
too
think
much-
we're showing the side of it. I think that's what's selling, right? So
I think that's all the
white
setup.
people, right? But if white people are buying it and the white companies are putting it out, well, they're not selling to us in a sense. They're selling to the people who's buying it. So when I feel
Right.
like when we
still
put
a red
ourselves
box.
in there, when we put ourselves, because they look at it as product. So when we put ourselves in it, right, as to say, well, this is Black people showing off bad things and blah 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 and whatever the case may be, and it's like, well, I don't know, they don't care. It's come on, Jay, you already know how it is, nigga. If we get them a dope ass artist and she's dope and she's hot, she's pretty, and she's like, look, nah, this is me. You know what I mean, da, and that shit come off dope and people loving it. We ain't gonna fucking sweat it.
No,
Are
but
we
we
gonna
can
stop
tell the
it,
narrative,
bro?
though, Biz. But see, we can
Nah,
tell the
come
narrative.
on.
Like I had a long talk.
I'm talking about a girl who don't give a damn.
Nah,
she's
but it's
dope,
not that
and
though.
they
Bro.
love
We
her.
gotta-
Wait.
but still, we still-
You get
but
it.
then we are
You
the
get a kid.
gatekeepers, though.
Wait, you get a
We have the
Kalani, right?
gatekeepers have a
You
decision
got a
to make.
Kalani, but you got a Kalani, right? Kalani
Yeah.
comes and says, "I want to sign with you," right? But you know how she is. She gonna be her. She wants
Nothing
to be
really wrong
her.
with Kalani to me, though. I mean, what's wrong with her? Really?
Nothing wrong with it. Tiana Taylor, another one.
Nothing wrong with
The
her.
reason why, right? The reason why I use them because I feel like
Blueface, I couldn't sign you. You can't do that bullshit on stage, in the street, or nothing.
No, well, the reason why I said them because they're marketable, right? And they're kind of easy to market because
Blueface
you already know.
Is marketing bullshit.
You say he's marketable?
He's marketable. He's very marketable. He's a
Well,
client.
that's what I think.
Everybody loves
Well,
the
in that
circus, man.
sense,
Everybody loves the circus.
right? But in that sense,
You went to the
right.
circus. I mean, you even
right,
in
but
Boston,
I'm saying
everybody loves
Tiana-
circus.
Right, but Tiana Taylor and Kalani, they're more like, you know what I mean? They're more like you can actually have a performance. They'll put on a show,
Right.
But they'll sing, but they're gonna say whatever the fuck is on their brain. They're gonna be them, right? And when we look at that, I look at that as a person just, you know what I mean, just showing who they are and what they got from their culture is what they're presenting out. You get what I mean?
Yeah, but
Like-
there's no problem with that. But I'm going back to saying I had a long talk, man, and we really need to get that interview. I really want to get this interview. Kelvin Anderson of VIP Records. He took me all the way back. Me and my boy MD. Shout out to the radio show. Shameless plug right there. We had a long talk with Kevin, and Kevin broke down how the industry used to come to him about all these videos they was making. This is how I really figured out that everything that I've known as an artist, my whole career, I don't regret walking away from the millions of dollars I could have made to keep pushing the bullshit on my own community. They would come to him about these videos that they knew that they were putting out that was bullshit. He's telling them they bullshit. as the gatekeepers of the industry, we need to take back control of that biz, is what I'm saying. We for the last, god damn, man, just say from 97 to 2007 is 10 years. 2007, 2017, that's 20 motherfucking years. It's been too long that the genocide of our race has been allowed to perpetuate and control the motherfucking media. Right. We need to close a computer screen on that bullshit. We're really killing ourselves. We're really dying. This is no fucking joke. This is not like rock and roll, Lost Orange, and my boy, them niggas is still alive and can play. We gotta stop the bullshit, is what I'm saying. It can no longer be about making money. Biz, you are a very talented artist. There's nothing negative about you. We need more business in the world. We need to shut the door on the bullshit, is what I'm saying.
Right,
we have got to put the gatekeepers to rest. The old way of doing things has got to go to rest because it has not benefited our people. It is now, when I see bullshit like, not even like a Drakeo is dead behind some fuck shit. Like this shit is going on. Like when I read about all these rappers dying in their own hometowns and shit, going out, making all this money, coming back and dying. All that I'm saying is
the music is doing
it. Got to be, the structure has got to be brought back, fam. That's all that I'm saying. It can't be about money no more. Because like my boy brought up about Lecrae, he's still one of the number one selling artists of all time as a gospel rapper. It's money out there to be made. It's all about, you know what it is, man, because you do it as an artist. If you're popular, you're popular. If you're
right, but you're not seeing the fact that Lecrae is number one, not because of us. You know what I mean? That's a whole nother ordeal.
It is, but it's still a lot of us. But it is a whole nother ordeal. He has tapped into a lot of the Toby Mac market. He has done that, but that is doable. We have control of that, man, is what I'm saying. It's about what we're pushing. It's about what we're deciding to push. We have to make a decision, man, to cease and desist on all the bullshit that is taking us out. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. What we were getting ready in Compton to do with Nipsey, my nigga, it was finna change the motherfucking culture for us. That nigga is dead. Right. That is an effect that my fucking sons are gonna feel, because still nobody has filled that gap of what Nip was doing with just Puma. And that's just one of the things he was doing that I'm talking about. But there's a whole lot of other shit that Nipsey was doing that those gaps still have not been. We got to stop doing that. You know how it is, fam. We all got houses. If you got a hole over here, you don't get that fixed. Then now you got a hole over here. Now you got this hole, this hole. My nigga, eventually you going to sink.
But if we look at the question or the statement, Nipsey, with his music, reflected his culture. It literally showed what he was going through. He talked about, this is what I went through. This is what I'm going through. I'm not saying go out and do it. I'm just speaking where I came from. So when we look at that, it literally, his culture affected his music. So he reflected that in videos and songs and how he styled, how he looked, how he walked, how he talked, you know what I mean? Whether he was getting bigger deals or not. I'm just saying he had to keep up that where he came, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of dudes that's in the industry that shouldn't be here, of course. And that's putting off this thing
to affect the culture for sure.
Right. And I'm not negating that, right? I'm not saying Young Dolph was murdered because of music. I'm not saying, you know what I mean? I just think that's we've done it. Wait. Whether music or not, we've done it for years. You get what I mean? It's not like something that's like unheard of. We've seen more mass murders on crazier levels than this shit. But I'm just talking about when we on the music part. Latin music.
All of the masses, man. If you really want to boil down to, we already know what it is. It's back to this genocide thing, and it's back to a specific race So that's why I tie everything back into each other, and I feel like, it's a person that tries to rule nations or anything of that nature, or the masses are starting to flow. It's simple. All this stuff is around us is 1 + 1. That's all it is. So as long as you can add, motherfucker, you can add up the what society is built for: black men, black women, white men, white women, vice and the list goes on, right? So you have to be able to discern this stuff, and I really feel like it's going to come to a point that, as a responsibility for, we see the negative, we have to teach each other, period, or the sons and the women, on how to be kings, better kings and queens of this world. It doesn't matter how many fucking godlike motherfuckers you got. If motherfuckers can't act right, this whole world is gone. Then what? So I mean, we will kill. You know what I mean? That's what it boils down to. So for me, it comes down to just looking at the simplicity of each other, bro. And obviously starting with us as brothers and the black race, man. Straight up.
Appreciate that, people. Thank y'all for tuning in. Any last words, fellas, before we head up out of here? You want to tag on something to that, Jay Adams? I think I kind of cut you off right before that.
Nah, man, I'm good, man. That was a real good topic, man. We kind of need a part 2 on that, though, man, because I think that is very important on how I really feel the music is affecting the culture right now. It's like I sit in these studios, man, with these little artists coming up, and they looking up to that shit, and it's like they're regurgitating it. Is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm seeing too much of
the think that's what because they think that's what the label's gonna buy. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to take this any longer, but fuck. Like, if you ask them,
it can go on.
If you ask the little dudes, ask them, bro. Ask them, why you doing this? Because it's popping.
The money.
I'm telling you. Now, if you ask them what they really like, they'll probably tell you some shit way off.
What you mean?
What do you really like?
This is lit.
You know what I mean? Oh, I listen to this all day. Well, if you listen to that, we can't. You know what I mean? Like that, I can't be real. Oh no, I listen to R&B. I listen to old school music. My mom be playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, okay. Now I see where we. Okay, cool. Now let's try to put those elements together and see if we can create a sound for you.
Right.
That's how people should be coming at the industry, or that's how dudes should be correcting these cats from the gates, especially from like the gatekeepers. Right. You know what I mean? Kenny Sasso, thank you for tuning in, man. He said the elites want divisions, black, whites, or whatever. We are humans. They want us to hate each other and fear, so we seek their guidance. Wow. We'd love for you to call in if you want to expound a little bit more on that to get better details. Kenny Sasso? That's how you say it? Sasso?
Yeah,
Kenny Sasso.
Shout out to Kenny. Yeah, man, that's deep right there. I kind of like that. If we could be called in and expounded on that one.
Yeah, it will be cool. I'll put the link in the description. We have about 5 minutes left, but if you want to go ahead and give us just where you're coming from on that statement, we would love that. Just put the link in the description. Just tap it, have good light or good audio. But yeah, man, this is really a great conversation. That conversation seems to be the one that's been getting us a lot of traction on YouTube, man. That conversation right there, has been gaining us a lot of traction, is the culture question. And me and Notice, even though he feels the music reflects the culture, and I'm like, well, culture reflects music, and I get where you're coming from, Jay. You're like, well, I don't know. I think the way it used to be like that, but now it's the music is reflecting on the culture, because now cats are doing what they hear in the music. So it's like
because you really couldn't get away with that back in the days. I mean, you had some fraudulent dudes, but it was harder back in the day. Like the culture really pushed the pendulum of the music industry. It was like Dog Pound, man, Dash and Corrupt is still making money today, man. They ain't had a hit record in years. That shit gonna always bang. You feel me? That shit was just real, my nigga.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like you really wasn't getting away with that fraudulent shit back in the day. Today, it's like these motherfuckers are seeing it going on, and then they just go in the studio, man, and regurgitate. It don't necessarily mean that that's their culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of motherfuckers that moved from Alabama to Chicago, and all of a sudden, nigga, you going around talking about Chirac and you this and you that. Nigga, that ain't your. And get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Your ass is an implant. You came from Alabama to Chicago, and now you want to put all that shit in your music. Man, get to see that. That's that fraudulent bullshit is what I'm saying. That's where I make the difference of giving you an analogy of that's fraudulent. That's nigga, you a country boy from Alabama in Chicago for what 3 years, and now that's your lifestyle. So that, because you remember, man, our culture, who we are, where did gangster rap come from? Like that shit was always the culture pushed the music.
Yep, I would agree.
I'm just seeing it going.
Gangster culture pushed the music.
Right.
You know, well, even in hip hop, I mean, cats was talking back from their standpoint of where they was from.
Because you had who is the woman that spoke out against rap music, and they did a whole protest against rap music and all of that. So we have to look at this as like, you know,
I forget her name.
Right, but we have to look at this like not all black people was fucking with it. You know what I mean?
Nah.
It was a certain culture who liked that music, you know what I mean? And we call that the gang culture, or we call that the ratchet culture, or we call that the ghetto culture, or the hood culture, really in terms of the hood culture. You get what I mean? Because that is different, you know. So I do feel what you're saying. I just think how we look at it and how we specify it is, you know what I mean? It's Dolores Tucker, right.
Dolores Tucker.
Right.
Trying to destroy brother, to Tupac mentioned.
Yeah. Right. You get what I mean? Ran campaigns, Al Sharpton, all of them cats, man.
I remember
they took all that rap music and was smashing it and all that shit.
But at least it was authentic. I mean,
that was us doing that. That wasn't white people doing that. That was us doing it,
man. Right. We ain't that was a good one, man. We gotta keep that one though, man. But nah, I guess we're not gonna hear from Kenny though. But that was a good one though.
Yeah.
I would have loved to expound on that one.
Yeah. So I'll put that up before we end. But definitely, you know, he said the elites want a division, black and white or whatever. We are human. They want us hating each other and fear. So we weak to their guidance. So we weak to their guidance. So I get it. That's good. You know what I mean? Seek to their guidance. I'm sorry. But thank y'all for tuning in, people. I really appreciate this. The GasmaskTribe TV podcast where we filter out that bull. And you know what I mean? I think we might be having this often, man. Jay Adams, man. Thank you for being on with us, man. You know, really appreciate you being on with us, man.
That was excellent. Whole lot of energy, man. That was the bomb. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, thank you, man. We appreciate you being here, man. Sure, man. And people, like, subscribe, comment below if you felt that any of what you heard tonight was just absurd. It was just crazy. You like, nah. I mean, we expanded on a lot. Of course, we expanded on the Whoopi Goldberg thing, but you know, we expanded on a few questions on, you know, black culture and, you know what I mean, are black people too serious, you know, when it comes to jokes or comments, or do we take these things too more comfortable, where we just too comfortable to say, you know, we say whatever we want. We get the scrutiny, nobody else does. We've seen so many other people getting scrutiny and whatever, but hey, it's all right. Comment below, let us know what you think. I'm out. Notice, what's goody? You goody?
Yeah, I'm on
Jay Adams. Jay Adams, do we got you on the podcast? Like, do we have you as
Oh man, I'm locked in.
Oh man, we got him as a co-host. Oh man, give a round of applause.
You two is off the chain, boy. Y'all is really off the chain. I ain't never been able to hang. Man, we done been doing this thing for almost 3 hours, man. And it was all energy, all live.
Yeah, all time.
Cats ain't got conversation for 20 damn minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, hell yeah, I'm in. You know what I'm saying? This is live. Yeah.
That's what's up. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
This is the wonderful GasmaskTribe podcast where we filter out that blood. I am your host,
that
and along with another great host of this motherfucking show.
Oops, and guess what? I'm eating cornbread. I'm eating cornbread and chitlins in the big house.
Because niggas like we ain't with that master shit.
Whip
I'm
what?
The master. This motherfucker.
I'm the one bringing all the secrets out, nigga.
This nigga said whips what? Ah!